Hello everybody, my name is Spooky. Welcome back to the StadiumBuilds.io Arena Tournament Season 3. Today we're going to be showcasing a handful of games from the playoffs that are going to be leading into the championships later on next week. And this is featuring some of the top stadium teams that are in the game right now. Now, I do get a lot of comments when we're live streaming these events. A lot of people don't know about these tournaments. They happen almost bi-monthly. So if you guys are interested in joining up into these tournaments, or you want to partake in these tournaments, which does have a $2,000 cash prize pool, then head on over to StadiumBuilds.io and you're going to navigate over to the tournament section where you guys can keep up to date with the tournament and how it is flowing for Europe, North America, and finally the international championships that are going to be taking place between all these teams. This is where you're going to find all the info to sign up, get your teams registered, and partake in the arena tournament. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down each of the builds that the teams are using, how they're working, and how the top players in Stadium right now are using builds to their advantage. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more Stadium content, and of course, enjoy. All right, guys, so this is a best of 3. Which means first team to get 2 W's wins their matchup. If they go 2-0, they win. If we go 1-1, then we'll take it into a third round, which hopefully we get a nice little 3-round banger here, dude. And I love my 3-round bangers. Starting on Wuxing University. Beautiful map. Always make sure to order your what do they sell here? Boba? Yeah, make sure to order your boba. If you ever get this map, always go right. Place your boba order early, because it usually takes about 60 to 90 seconds to prep your order. And since the rounds are only like 2.5 minutes, you know, you gotta get in there quick. All right, round 1. You know, I feel like this map doesn't get enough love for how cool looking it is. Look at how much effort they put into this map. And the only people that get to see it are stadium players, which is crazy to me. Also, there's a that's the fire college, isn't it? It's kind of cool. I never noticed that. It's like a spiral of flames up there. Now, aesthetics aside, I hate this map. I hate this map. But it is what it is. Some of the prettiest maps are some of the worst maps. I'm looking at you, Paris. I'm looking at you, Paris. Guys, how much longer until we bring 2CP back? There's so many cool maps that are waiting to be played. At the very least, bring back Horizon Lunar Colony. Come on. All right. Round 1. What do we got? Royal Bullets on Queen. We got Just Roll With It with Cass. Secret Point, Mixtape, Streamline. Same thing on Queen. Auto Recall. Based on with Iceberg, Foxy Fireworks, and Mixtape as well. All right. Ooh, early pick here. Mendetho coming out strong. With a nice shot here. Easy monies. Pushing up. Jitsi goes down early. Raka with the push. Wagga going to be setting up their next push here. Jitsi goes in. Gets pressure. Nice prod. Actually wins that matchup there. Even though I feel like they were kind of... The Wagga was kind of split. They still win that matchup there. So Jitsi taking him out. Ball comes out. Push here. Peeling back. Jitsi goes in, falling apart. Backline getting annihilated. And then trying to hold it on. And they go down. Still holding, doing a great job. Cooked. No problem here. Playing patient there. Even with their queen down, being able to back up. Play backside a point there. Stall it out for that queen to get back so they don't flip that point. That's big. Deadeye ready to go. Adele looking for that tracer pick. Curse not aware. Forced out the recall. Flash comes out. Misses by an inch. Pulse bomb taking out a vent. Going down. Cassie trying to get back in. As they fall apart. Ado going down.
Let's give this another shot.
Not too much time here to get the retouch here. Wagga gonna need to do a pretty fast play. A lot of ults though. A lot of econ ready to go. Lucio gets the beat. Soloed, stalling the point out. Does get the Freya though, actually. Freya goes down though through the beat. Deadeye ready to go. Queen ult ready to go. Match from Cooked. Takes out Doe. And Jutsi trying to get some last little picks here, but that's going to be it for round 1. As Cook takes a pretty decisive lead here on Wuxing. Waga struggling to find some advantage here for the push. Doing a great job, especially the Maywall. Maywall pretty strong on that map. Pretty strong chokes you have to push through, and Wall just gets such good value there too, so not really surprised. After they kind of lose that first fight, really hard to push back through. Good amount of pressure from that Wall. Going into round 2, let's take another look at the builds from last round. We didn't really get to take a look at too many picks here. Jutsi going with the twist the knife here to extend the wounds. A lot of people still grabbing the Stratosphere Beacon though. I see that on both queens. Rocking that Stratosphere Beacon. Pretty easy to proc that. So going for the dashing skates here, Jutsi, and cushion padding. A little bit of split AP weapon power kind of thing. Cassidy gonna be farming up Talon mod, charge plating, barrier snippet with the looks like we're switching that one out with the barrel roll. Freya going into the MG Freya with the split stream scarf tracker tag. So we're gonna be seeing a little bit more weapon speed here. Let's see with the Vivace. Pain drops now from Wu Yang. Here's our cooked lineups. Tracer basically going all survival here on this one. Let's see how that one works. Tracer on the flank, putting a lot of pressure. Wu Yang almost going down. Force the recall out. Not the auto recall yet though. Tracer hanging on, waiting for some sustain. Still playing it slow. This side, Jutsi goes down. Ado goes down. Curse. Back on that Wu Yang, but it's not going to be enough. There's too much sustain. Way too much sustain. Going in deep, though. Forcing him back a little bit. An event finally goes down. Cook's getting the first lead here on round 2. Waga setting up. Looking for that angle here. Ado goes down again. Offie just on the flank. Going with those Foxy fireworks. Big damage. Really solid burst damage too. If you can hit a headshot with them. It's look at that. Look at that explosive damage. Yeah, Kiri definitely a DPS in Stadium right now with Foxy. Pretty insane damage output. Queen ult comes out. Auntie's out on the field. No cleanse for them yet. Freya goes down. Freeze comes out as well. Zoning out for the rest of this push. Queen ult comes out, matching the Auntie here. Cleanse comes out. Double cleanse comes out. Coming up on that Kiri ult very soon. Kiri ult pops. Snippy gets a pick on event here. And they push up. Nice clean here. Cooked. Round 2. Just taking a mop right now to Waga in these first 2 rounds here. Waga gonna need to step it up a little bit. Credit wise, kind of getting ahead. Cooked about 15,000 credits ahead. That's gonna be really big in this round 3. Waga gonna need to get a couple team fights here just to get some credits going, or else those credits are gonna run away into that round 4. So really gonna have to focus on these team fights. Making sure that they can get a full wipe in. At least one. Honestly, at least one. Might even need 2. Or like the credit differential might be kind of insane. 14% boost though on their credits. So, but again, we probably still want to see at least 2 team fight wins here. Yeah, right now, man, Kiri, off you right now, and Kiri's just finding those picks with no problem. You can see with the credit differential in the and on the scoreboard as well. I mean, it's some pretty solid damage that they're finding there. 4,200, almost keeping up with both the DPS and 4K healing. 14 limbs that they found here, and Waga trying to just crack 2. Here his credits kind of scale out the gate. Coming to the first fight here. Jump pad, let's go! Waga with the aura. Although, Tracer gets 2? Oh, did Tracer... Oh, aura repellent. I didn't even get to see that. Yeah, Tracer with the aura repellent. Brilliant, actually. And they rush it through. Wagga goes down. And first point cap. It's going to go to Cooked. Yeah, that sneaky little aura repellent there. Okay. Back in the Freya. Trying to get the spam out. Curse taking the angle. Freya back in. Nice solid shot here. 2 great shots. Forces out the Tracer recall. I'm trying to wrap it around, get this cross angle, force him out a little bit with the Mei wall. Mei now out of position a little bit. They can find that pick. Jutsi getting pressured heavily, goes down. As the Queen ult pops out. Trying to clear up this fight, Curse. I'm going to finish this up as Sag goes down. And Cooked looking great on the round 3. Scoreboard-wise, still trying to find that second limb for Wagga. As the credit differential increases. Shots coming out here. Goes down. Great speed play here from Cooked, being able to take out a Doe early. Jutsi now forced a point. Down their shout. Getting pretty low, though. Backing it up here as they finally go down. Scrap's holding on as Event is not able to grab that beat to sustain for a little bit longer. But again, 3-0 right now. Cooked in the lead. Scoreboard's looking quite juicy. Quite juicy. Wagga. Still trying to find the second pick. Cooked. Running it down with 1 death. Yeah, that round 1 when Snippy kind of overextended and they snipped Snippy in that front line. So only that 1 limb right now. Currently a almost 20,000 credit differential, which doesn't mean everything, but it is especially like health wise, since everybody's health is scaled up by credits. That means Cooked at this point is going to have a pretty sizable health lead in the early game, which is kind of one of the big it's kind of one of the things I'm not like super a fan of as far as the system works out, because like heroes that don't generate enough credits are inherently going to be at a disadvantage. Just for like the scaling on the health alone, regardless of items. So like, and I've been noticing that about Cassidy specifically, is that Cassidy, you can see even though we've got sizable amount of damage and same amount of limbs as the Freya, well I guess it's about the same credit wise, but both like pretty low amount of like credit generation that I noticed with like Cassidy compared to a lot of other heroes. I guess Freya as well. Freya, they've kind of been trying to up Freya's without a mercy pocket. Like Freya, I guess Freya and Cassidy, they both are like pretty low generation. Let's take a quick look at the ults here. Queen with the Kitsune snippet. Thrill of the battle now. Cassidy rocking the Vanadium injection. Freya rocking Vanadium injection. Ability, fast forward here. Plenty of spam. Undertale. Here's your Cooked lineups. Bow down now for Queen, so we're going to see some CC. Mei just going the self-healing build. Foxy Tuzu crossing guard now out on the field. And we're going to see how this one plays out here. So teams pushing, wrapping around. Wall comes out. Queen Axe comes out. Jutsi getting pushed forward, isolated, and taken out. And I think that's what we keep seeing, is that Jutsi, there seems to be a miscommunication on how fast we're going to be playing this fight. Is that Jutsi goes in and the rest of the team backs up. And then Jutsi just gets isolated and cooked. Pun intended. It's happened a few times now, and I think there just might be a miscommunication on how they're taking these fights. That seems to be the big one, because I don't really think they're really like out damaging and forcing things out early. It's just a weird rotation, weird split here. All right, going for the high ground now, forcing the rotate from Cooked. Trying to get the knife out. Queen with the rotate. Mail comes out. Good rotation though. Jutsi hanging on. Now forced out. You see again, split. The fight split again. Jutsi by themselves, pushed to the back line. But Ado finds the second pick to it. Rocker going down. Snippy also looking like they're going down here. The point flips. Beat comes out. Still holding on for that Vanadium right now. Beat matched out. Cook trying to sustain for another fight here. It's going to come down to last fight territory. As Ado goes down. But Death though, holding on. Just surviving in their Bliznado. Still holding on to these ults here. Sag goes down. And Cooked cleans up. But, you know, despite this being a 4-0 sweep, we found that second limb, dude, which is crazy. Crazy. So, that is a point for Cooked, taking a decisive lead here in game number 1. As we go into game number 2, we're going to have a whole new set of map bans, a whole new set of hero bans, and possibly a whole new lineup. I expect to see some targeted bans here. Possibly even the Mei ban. It seems like the Mei walls are really, really cutting them up there. Really mess with the rotate. So if they're wanting to play that same thing, we might see a little target ban on the Mei here going into game number 2. From Waga. We'll see what Cooked looks to ban here. All right. Round 1. Gonna be going into Nepal. You really can't play this point however you want. Obviously some good places for Maywall to center around, but as far as like I think movement on this map is pretty strong in my opinion, especially with the amount of high grounds and flanks here. You can always rotate around, so but it's pretty early. Zarya doesn't have her blast proof boots yet, so won't be able to fly around the map, at least for this round. But going into round 1, let's take a look at the lineups. Cooked, running the Royal Bullets again on Queen. Stratosphere Beacon here. Compensator Power Playbook, just to get some flat value. Auto Recall on the Tracer. Got Armored Vest, Compensator Weapon Grease. Some early damage. Mei probably just going to be building into the self-healing wall again. Foxy Fireworks. A little bit of First Aid Kit. And Enlightenment here on Zenyatta. With the Compensator Weapon Grease. Here's a quick glance at Waga. Optimizer out early. Streamline. Little Sky. Do push up here. Take a look at this first fight. Ado is now, or Ado. Never know how to pronounce this. ADO. Now on the Soldier with that cast ban. Which honestly, in my opinion, I still think Soldier is kind of more overall just stronger than Cass in the stadium right now. So I don't think this is a terrible pick. Just gets a lot more passive value in my opinion. Still does the same amount of damage, just less burst. To a degree, you know. All right. Real slow here. Cook takes advantage early. Finds the pick though. Sag going down. Mei finds that headshot. Still trying to find out here. Jutsi goes down. Maywall isolates. Pushes up here. Zhao runs away. Gets cleaned up. Cooked. Winning fight is slow. Really slow fight here. Really slow fight. I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you're Waga and they're playing on like you're gonna have to take that fight on point as 5, or else that Maywall is gonna get value. And that's kind of how I hate to play this. Playing slow is exactly what they want. So wall comes out. They break it. Jutsi match with the Wu Yang ult. Cleanse comes out. Queen not stunned by the Wu Yang ult. Jutsi forced the rotate. Queen looking low though. Almost got her out. So they cleaned it up here. Good push. Round 1. Great knife. Queen ult out for the spawn. And round 1 in the back here for Cooked. A few picks. Basically one team fight. /2. Credits in favor of Cooked pretty early. Looking not too bad. Let's take a look at these builds here for Wagga though. So Zarya rocking the Volskaya or Vortex. The AoE. Right click. That spawns. Feathered Souls here. Compensated Plasma Converter. Soldier also rocking. Just trying to get more damage here early. Frontliners coming out now as well. Just trying to get some more over health. I still think Hunker Down is a better second round. Just for proccing that extra max life, but
Arena is ready and waiting. 20 seconds.
All right, Optimizer, pack stackers. So going in for pretty classic packs build for Brig. Also grabbing the Bylight Overflow. Gonna help a lot with the Queen ult. Basically acts as a self cleanse, which is really big. Haste Paste to help the speed with the Zarya, and Pain Drops with the Wu Yang. Quick look at Cooked. Bottom clip. Self-healing wall. Double cleanse. As we jump into round 2. Good pull here. Again, Snippy takes advantage early. Wall comes out. And Wagga just playing real slow, which is, again, exactly what they want here. Yeah, the slower they play here, the better, the more value that wall is going to get. We can see it happening here. A little unsure of how to play this. Which, again, if I were them, I'd probably be taking the high ground. I'd set up the next push high ground. Maywall is just so bad there. Freya gets isolated, goes down. Jutsi goes down. As fight number 2 getting ready here. Wagga just trying to find kind of a little bit of pressure here. Just to open up so they can move a little bit, but Cooked is just not letting him move that much. Curse taking the off angle, pressuring out. They push in here. Economy's going to be up early for Cooked. Soldier goes down, gets double tapped. Offie just consistent with those shots. Tracer farming the Freya. Freya 1 auto recall forced out, finishes it up with the pick. Kitsune rush out now. Offie getting in, gets the pick. As Event tries to go in for that last second touch. But Zhao gets 2, actually huge. As they look for one more touch here, but I don't think they're going to be able to reach in time. As round 2 goes to Cooked. In the bags. Zhao, though, finding a couple picks there right at the end. Actually going to be huge for the credit generation that they need. Currently down by 7.5 thousand, so nothing too crazy. At least the credits are staying a little bit even here. The only problem is that Jutsi's starting to fall behind a little bit, and Snippy is going to scale up, and especially with tanks, you definitely want to make sure your tank is somewhat keeping up with credits from the enemy tank. Now, there's a lot of reasons why that doesn't always happen, and it's not because one tank's better than the other. It's just how these matches shake up sometimes. But when your tank's health is so, which it's not drastically different right now, but when it's so, that health pool and that credit scaling, if it gets too wide, all of a sudden your tank, no matter what, isn't able to compete in those fights. So they have to play really passive. Which hopefully they don't have to do that, because Jutsi's going to be kind of their frontliner here. Unless we see something from Brig. But again, she's running packs, so they're going to play pretty passive here in the back line. Is what we're going to be looking at. Redux here for Freya. Basically, everyone is going some kind of damage. Blast proof, or sorry, not even blast proof boots, just dashing skates and hybrid battery for Jutsi. Interesting without those boots. It's a lot of mobility we're giving up. Mari's Antidote, Haste Subroutine, Inner Peace, pretty standard stuff. Queen with the skates as we push in. Zhao's though, again with those those quick 2 picks there. Last game, pretty big burst damage, especially with the pain drops. You can get so much damage with pain drops. Such a strong power. Quick rotate to point here though. Wagga finally kind of rotating to the point and forcing them to take the fight to them though. Sag slow on the rotate, does not make it through the May wall. Easy pick here though. Wagga definitely with the right idea for that push though. Just Freya again a little bit slow on that rotate back to point. Got caught out by that wall. That's kind of how you have to take these fights. You really got to get there first. Wu Ying ult ready to go. Probably going to be looking for a defensive use here. Especially with the amount of economy coming out. Does not get the ult out in time to save Jutsi. All spawn comes out. Ado goes down. Sag goes down. Curse cleaning it up here in this fight. Samikan out though. Kitsune Rush now down. Still trying to farm up some more econ here for Wagga. A little bit slow on the a little bit slow on the grab. Pressure here. Queen ult out now. Wu Yang ult for the sustained. Sag again. A little bit out of position there. Weird push, kind of split. Great job on the rotation though. Using that econ during their rotate to split them up like that. As round 3 goes to Cooked. Currently 7 rounds in a row here. Cooked is taken. And we could be on to the final one here. If Wagga does not turn this one around, Cooked is absolutely cooking. See what kind of builds we got going. Over to Wagga. Grabbing the barrier benefits. We do have that fission field here. Skates for the mobility. Rest of it basically just damage. Hunker down now for Ada with the vanadium injection. Still basically just damage. Vanadium injection Freya. E-chip online. Redux. We now have the shield bash for Brig. And Wu Yang with the classics. Over to Cooked real quick. Bow down is back out in play. May opting for the Phantasmic Flux here with the self-healing walls.
The objective goes live in 10.
Mari's Antidote Codebreaker. Haste subroutine for Zenyatta still. Take a look at Zen here. Haven't really got to see too much gameplay here from Dea. Playing it safe here in the back. Not a lot to pressure Dea, so he really does not need to play super far up. Yeah, can just safely rotate through these fights. Does not need to do too much. Discord, pop some shots, but be ready to rotate when they do get pressured. Playing back a little bit. Great sustain, but definitely going down though. Sag finding that pick. Great double shot there. Zen goes down 2 here. Jutsi finding that pick. Offie though finding 2. Offie always, man, always finding these picks. With those Foxy fireworks, the burst damage just intense. Double cleanse there to sustain Snippy through the grab. Snippy does find Sag though. This turns around and one of the few fights where it looked like Wagga might have had a chance to turn that around. Not much.
Like a gentle rain.
Close though. Close though. Offie though, man, just deleted that back line. Tuners ready to go. Snippy getting pushed out. Interesting rush. Does knock out Jutsi, though. Gets the double cleanse on Snippy. Sustained. Great shots. Pressuring the soldier. As they rotate. Looks like Waga's going to be taking the fight from mid here. Soldier on the flank. May locking down the payload. Rally comes out from Brig, though. Event trying to open this high ground up so they can push out to the payload. Spending a lot of time, though. Ado gets the pick. Transcendence comes out, though, for sustain. Matched by the Wu Yang ult. Tracer in the backline right now, causing some chaos. But Ado does find the pick on Dea. So we turn this around here. Snippy on the high ground. Getting sustained by Kiri. Offie's really the one locking this down, though. Snippy goes down. Credits possible. Freeze comes out. But Zhao knocks out Mei, which is going to be a pretty significant source of econ here. Kitsune Rush almost online for Cooks. But Grav also pretty close here as well. Waga with one of their last chances here to carry on this series. Has a pretty solid advantage here. Mei with the ice block down now. Actually going to be huge here for a elimination. Goes down. Queen ult out. And they're matched. Event goes down. Grav comes out, but I believe Jutsi is too low. And that concludes our series as Waga almost able to bring it back there. A lot of pressure there. I got to give it to Offie for some amazing plays. Great sustain and great pressure. It's kind of what makes Kiri such a solid pick right now. Is how much sustain, mobility, and damage she can output. Obviously with the giant econ as well with the ultimate. She really does have everything right now. Everything except for tankiness, I'd say. So pretty solid though. Great round from everybody. Great job from teams. Great job from the teams. Our map bans are Lijiang Tower, Hanaoka, Coliseum, Saransa, Wuxing University. Out of here, dude. Out of here. All right. We got Junkrat going in for Smoldering Quills, and we got Brig for Waga. Oh, this is weird, man. This is a weird... And then Zarya finishing up with Smoldering Quills, obviously. And then Sag back on the Freya. This is weird, man. Vendetta, Moira, Juno, Junkrat, Zarya. I'm ready to see this composition absolutely roll, and I'm not gonna know why. I'm not gonna know why. All right, ladies and gents, round number 1 between our two teams, Smoldering Quills and Waga. This is our losers bracket match. Winner of this team will stay in the tournament. All right, we're going to be heading to Esperanza. Honestly, probably one of my favorite stadium maps. I feel like this map in particular is just really fun in stadium. Don't know why. Like we said, they're going to be running some pretty interesting compositions here. So very excited to see how these initial fights go and how some of these matchups. We'll try to take an overview of some of the fights today, so we can get some meta gameplay. But I'm going to try to dip in so you guys can see individual players in their builds throughout these fights too, so you guys can get a pretty good look at what everyone's running, how they're playing. So let's get started. All right, starting with round 1. Some picks here out early. Looks like Zarya's gonna be grabbing the life lift, overloaded strike for the Vendetta. This combination is gonna be pretty big for each other. You're going to see the Zarya bubbling the Vendetta quite often. Junkrat's going to be running out with the Bango. Probably round 2 Zip Grease, I would assume. With Bingo or something else. Juno with the Blink Boost early here for survivability is going to help. And Precarious Potency for the Moira. Jumping ahead over to Waga. who we've seen before. Royal Bullets on me, Seeker Point, Optimizer, and Streamline.
20 seconds to go.
So here are their items. A little more combination. Again, we see a lot of Stratosphere Beacon being played right now. For a lot of people, seems to be a pretty popular item currently. Which it's solid. It's pretty solid burst damage on flyers. Kind of a long cooldown for it, but sometimes can be the decision maker on whether you can secure a kill or not. All right, so our fight gets started here. Again, our blue team is Smoldering Quills. Our yellow team on the left here is Wagga pushing up here. Looks like they're getting funneled. Wagga taking a pretty early advantage here as far as positioning goes. Avant almost going down to that blade. Hideo gets a pick on Duck, and Attila goes back in and finishes up. Yeah, good space that they commanded here, and then they played really early. Smoldering Quills, honestly, probably, especially with them commanding that space so early, I would have anticipated a little bit stronger of an off-angling here. But since they're running the Junk and the Vendetta, it's kind of hard to get some good value from that. Taking this high ground. Attacker's advantage here with some serious high ground, so should be able to see Wagga able to hold this up. Duck goes in, gets pressure out, burst damage down. Sag goes down, trades with Attila. Sorry, it's going down. Jitsi finishing up that kill there. Attacker's advantage pays off. Checkpoint almost ready to go. As Wagga sets up for the next defense. Attila going down. Pretty bold play there without the Zarya bubble. Unfortunately, a little bit of stagger. Bubble comes out. That goes down. And they're pressuring, walking forward. Zarya bubble's now down. Good crit shots here to farm that Royal Bullets with Queen. Gonna be finishing this one up. As Wagga pushing for the rest here. Smoldering Quills back out now. Get a little bit of damage. Big missiles out. Big damage out. Grab. Not enough damage, though, to really finish that up. Orbit comes out, though. Magic with the ults. Queen ult for the anti. Jokerbit goes down. As Wagga turns this around a little bit more. Jutsi with a fantastic Queen ult here. Finishes up the fight with the Vendetta. Bringing it 1-0. Wagga in the lead here for game number 1. All right, round 2. Little bit of a weird kind of playstyle here coming from Smoldering Quills. Trying to get their coordination back on track, especially on Esperance in that second half. They seem to be on their back heels a little bit. First fight started out great, but man, once Wagga kind of commanded the space there, really hard for them to retake that. Let's go take a look at some builds, shall we? Jitsi running Twist the Knife with the Royal Bullets. Jet Skates rushing that early to be able to close the gap. So much to the picks. Soldier with the damage, grabbing that hunker down early. Freya with the Seeker Point Redux here. Dashing again. Machine Gun Freya, we'll see. We got Pax Brig going out with the Haste Paste early. Pain Drops with the Wu Yang. Just a quick look at our Smoldering Quills. Pre-workout. Defiance Core. Hot Boom with the Zip Grease Rush. Mark to the Kitsune Rush for the Juno with the Stinger. And Chain Grass for the Moira. Fight starts out. Shout out early from Jutsi, though. Does not get to make a play with it, though, so that's going to be a little bit weird. Zarya does go down, though. Trades with the Freya. And Event goes down as Attila finds that opportunity to rush them with the Blade. Big slash here coming in, but they do go down without that bubble there. Going to be a lot weaker. Wagga pushes us back now. Honestly, with that kind of lead with Smoldering Quills. Surprised we made it kind of play like that without that Zarya there. Old one. As we push up here. Still is setting up for the blade. Gets a little bit of damage there on the Wu Yang. Separates and isolates, but goes down. As Wu Yang finishes up that 1v1 there. ADO gets pick on Duck. Zarya struggling here by themselves. Again, not seeing too much coordination between the Zarya and the Vendetta like we should be seeing here to get that value. That really is what's going to make the difference here with these fights. Kind of got to wait. Kind of got to play for those picks. Sag out with the spam. Waiting patiently. Trying to pressure out these bubbles early so they can't use it on the Vendetta. Vendetta does find the pick on ADO though. Everything's up. Wagga forced to play back, but again, they can play back and wait this out because they do have point. All they have to do is prevent the flip. They got plenty of sustain here. Wait for ADO to get back for that 5v5. Force out some econ here. Jitsi goes down though. And Sag tries to find a pick though. Bubbles out. And they're hanging on. They can't get the jump out. Forced out that recall, though. Not the recall. Yeah, the other thing. The boots. The boots. All right. Junkrat on the flank. Trying to get a few picks with that zip grease. Rocking another zip grease here. Good shots. As Freya, though, going in for the 1v1, does find the pick on Junkrat, but it's not going to be enough as that grab was just so big. As Smoldering Quills hold for one more fight here. Queen ult ready to go. Soldier ult ready to go. From Wagga. As they push up here. Gonna have to force out some of these Zarya bubbles before they pop that Queen ult. So let's play this early. Queen ult comes out. Goes in. Gets the pick on Juno. Finishes up the Junkrat. Cancels the tire. Massive play here. As they push in. Everyone down as Wagga flips the point and takes it up for round 2. Made the series a 2-0. Pretty close round there from both teams. Very close round. Very close round. A lot of really good plays. I would like to see some more coordination between the Zarya and the Vendetta. I feel like it's not as synchronized as it could be, and I really think if they unlock that part of their composition here, that they could really get some solid picks. Every like legitimately every 10 seconds. We'll be seeing some really solid pressure, some really good charge for Zarya, and a good live for Vendetta. Wagga, though, doing a great job. Again, playing econ. Not really much you can do against that Queen ult without any kind of cleanse. Especially like an AoE cleanse, which I don't think anybody picked up. The Biolite Overflow. Going into some builds here. Smoldering Quills, grabbing the Phantasmic Flux. A little bit of double lifesteal here for the Zarya. Vendetta going with the Lumerico to get the procs and then the extra dash here, just to get that passive healing while she's moving around. And Chimera cross here to scale up that ability power. Junkrat investing in the damage mostly, and Juno grabbing the Vantage Shot, Ironclad Exhaust to proc with the Blink Boost, and then Moira rushing that Cyber Venom to help proc some anti-heal on Wagga. All right. Teams are out ready to go. Freya with an early push here. Tries to find the angle on the Junkrat. Junkrat gets the 2-tap though. Knocks out Sag. As they take an early advantage here. Being able to spam out that payload there, making it tough for them to push. Wagga gonna be forced to take some off angles here just to open this fight up a little bit. Junkrat taking those extra angles. Wagga going for a deep angle here. Does get a little bit of pressure. Djokovic pressuring out Attila. Does find the pick on Sag, though. Just gonna even this up a little bit. Smoldering Quills looking pretty good here into round 3. Pretty strong lead. Payloads aren't super that far apart, though. Payload race, obviously, can turn pretty quick. Look at that. Nice pick. Fantastic pick between the two here. The dash going in, though. Booped from the Brig. Gonna knock them out here. Going in for another dash. Taking a little bit of damage. Big grab, though. Big slice. A little bit late there, honestly. I probably would have just went with the primary fire for that grab. Setting that up. Even though we are mostly AP, I mean, that's a big chunk of time we weren't doing any damage there. Juno Orbital ready to go. Mr. Woo Woo ready with his ult. Playing pretty far back here. Trying to get this off angle. Just to get some big damage. Wu Yang able to 2-tap that Vendetta there, though. Just insane damage from Mr. Woo Woo. Just like that. And that's why we see so many people playing Wu Yang right now. Just an amazing triple play there. The amount of burst damage he really can get away with. Also one of the reasons why Divine Intervention used to be a great answer to this, but unfortunately that doesn't work anymore. Look at that. Every time. Every time. All right. Sure, running over to the Brig. Brig currently running Pax. Mitzi's Medicine, Biolite Overflow here. And pushing payload here. Wagon now in the lead just by a little bit, though. Still plenty of time for Smoldering Quills to make a pushback. Possibly some big plays. Vendetta ult ready to go. Attila is going to be looking for a juicy play here. Pushes Freya back down to the ground. Matched by the Wu Yang ult. Vendetta ult out. Does not find anybody, but goes back in, able to stall this out. Big anti. No bubble there to sustain it. As Smoldering Quills trying to fight this out for the last one. Grab comes out. Zarya not able to find any. Gets one. Goes down, though, as Waga finds round 3 is the W here for game number 1. Bringing this into a last chance here for Smoldering Quills to make a comeback. Round 4. This is our Waga builds here. Jutsi again with the Talon mod. Gut Punch Gauntlet. A little bit more damage on that Jagged Blade melee. Adrenaline Rush for some sustain. Soldiers opting for that Aerial Distressor this round, which I think is a pretty good play. Vanadium Injection too. Stratosphere Beacon and Talon mod. Really gonna be pressuring the Junk and, well, I guess the Junk, the Vendetta, and the Juno, but honestly probably the Junk. The Junk is probably the easiest target just because when they go up in the air like that, really easy to track. So we're gonna be seeing a little bit more pressure there from the soldier. Freya with the Vanadium Injection as well. We got Weapon, Power, etc., etc. Showbash here, Mitzi's Meds, and Undertow. Grabbing with the Eye of the Spider, Talon mod, Watercall Chat. Pretty good stuff here. So a lot of weapon power. A lot of weapon power between teams. Not too much survivability, mostly damage.
3, 2, 1.
All right, going into round 4. Both teams rushing out here. A little bit of speed. Freya takes that high ground position. Zarya pushes inside to pressure. Chases the soldier here. Soldier rushing to the high ground. Does get out alive. Juno battling it out with the Freya right now, though. It's Vendetta setting up for another play. Just high ground. And Djokovic knocking out ADO as Smoldering Quills gained an advantage here. Sorry, I'm pushing in, trying to get some more damage here. Everyone with insane mobility, though, making it tough. Locking in Wu Yang in the back line. Zhao just doing a great job with sustaining from the back line there. Been seeing a lot of really good plays from Zhao today. Another Wu Yang snipe. Here we go as Wagga turns this around. Smoldering Cools with a little bit of lead here in the beginning, but Wagga going to be able to turn this around very quickly. Payload progress not super far, though. Zhao going for an aggressive play. Might actually go down here. Fortunately for them, not. Guardian Wave out. Tire comes out. Big grab, though. They push in. Let's go for the Queen here. Big Queen ult knocks out the Czar. Matching off that grab. Once they were sustained through the grab, that's a great time to pop that Queen ult. As long as everyone's sustained. Match that up. Wagga, though, pushing back. And finally taking the lead here.
Look at that push, what go?
Soldier and Freya, both with their vanadium injections procced right now. Gonna be doing some bonus damage. A little bit extra. Great cross angle here. Smoldering Quills. Not really much to address this off angle. Soldier still taking the high ground vanadium injection. Still ready to go. So they are doing some bonus damage. Junkrat knocked out just like that. Winter ult comes out. Coalescence from Smoldering Quills. Trying to make a last ditch effort to hold this down. 2 down, though. It's not going to be enough. As Zarya, last one alive, is knocked out. And Wagga cleans this up, taking game number 1. Making this a 1-0 series. Wagga in the lead. Smoldering Quills gonna need to regroup on this next game, re-strategize, come back in game number 2. All right, solid game number 1. Another 4-0 sweep, but a lot, honestly, a lot tighter of a matchup. We saw some really good back and forth that game. So Wagga, though, honestly winning mostly off of just picks. I'm seeing a lot of really good picks. Zhao, man, is just killing it on Wu Yang right now. He's just popping shots, dude, and it's such a surprise amount of damage for the Smoldering Quills. I don't know if they can try. The amount of extra picks I'm finding from Zhao during these matches is significant. All right, going on to draft number 2. All right, going on to game number 2. We got our teams lining up here on Gogadoro. Little bit of an interesting lineup we got going on today. Bans on Freya and on Juno. Our lineups for the Smoldering Quills is going to be Wu Yang, Vendetta, Brig, Reinhardt, Cassidy. Over to Wagga. They're rolling out with the Brig, Kiriko, Cassidy, Ramatra, and Reaper here. Going into game number 2. Now, Wagga currently leads 1-0. This is a 1st-2 series, so whoever can get 2 wins first. So this could be Wagga's W here if they can secure the 2nd win. Smoldering Quills have a chance to bring this back, tying up 1-1, taking us into a game number 3. As we start this thing out on Gogadoro. Let's jump in, see what kind of builds we got going on here. Reinhardt rushing the self-healing shield here with first aid kit. Compensator, power playbook. Vendetta going to be running basically what we saw last time. We got Cassidy with the just roll with it. Early on the damage here, I assume we'll probably see some armored vest here for a 3rd item. Or no 3rd item, you know, just for the aura. Brig, yep. Nope, wait, hold on, he's deciding. Armored vest, charge plating, power playbook here for some early survivability. Going in with the shield bash here early as well. So maybe they'll be taking the fight with the Ramatra. Cassidy opting in for the ammo reserves. Wu Yang with the streamline. Same lineup here with the armor. Going over to Wagga here with retaliation from Jutsi. Don't get to see a lot of people run this early. But again, retaliation got a pretty significant buff about a month ago. And a lot stronger now. A lot stronger, especially it's scaling with the AP so well. ADO going with the just roll with it as well. Reaper with Backstabber. Optimizer on Event, and Zhao with the Foxy Fireworks. We're going to be seeing probably some more DPS here from Kiri. Round 1 has begun. Fight's taking place. Wagon doing a great job rotating, getting some angles here. Jokervic going down though, isolating the Reinhardt. Good counter charge here from Event, knocking him out. As the first fight is going to go to Waggy here, running it down now. Attila not able to make it back in time. As we reset. Super interesting Ryan cross here. So they're setting up here for the next push. Again, a lot of cross angles. Trying to make that space. Charge comes out. Rotating here. Forcing out the punch here from Ramatra. Good rotate though. Looks like everyone's living for Smoldering Quills. Attila does go down though. Good dire triggers there from the Reaper. Reinhardt now just holding shield. Mr. Shieldman doing his job. Ramatra now with the pummel. Reinhardt shield gone and falls down as Wagga cleans this up here for their next fight. 56%. Gonna be taking this into last fight territory if Wagga can hold on to it. So we push up here. Reinhardt taking some space. Wagga still holding up, but slowly rotating back to work down that Rein shield. Attila though finds the pick on Zhao though. Fortunately goes down in the process. ADO responding. So we got a 4-4 here. Last fight. Ult's ready to go. Ramatra ult out. Rallies are out. Deadeye out. It's a big ult fest. Jokervic finds the pick on ADO. Slam comes out against no one, but still finds Event though. As Smoldering Quills pushes out with the Econ. Able to roll this back. Not go down without a fight. As Reinhardt pushes this in, tries to find that stagger. Huge pick there early on Zhao. Zhao.
Hey there.
Really finding that damage there though. Foxy Fireworks. Hopefully Smoldering Quills realizing that Zhao likes to take those off angles and having to address them is going to be pretty important here for these fights. Ryan charge comes out, matched with the rush as they push in. Zhao again going for those aggressive plays. Afraid to hit some shots here. Cassidy does go down. Reinhardt goes down as Wagga is able to work that push down, able to get that Rein shield gone before they do their big push there. Kitsune Rush obviously helping out with that. As round 1 for game 2 goes to Wagga. Yeah, pretty solid plays from both teams. Pretty close too. Really come down to that econ there. Good picks that we saw though. Unfortunately in the end, Kitsune Rush just such a strong ultimate that really can make or break a fight. I mean, it's why Kiri is so strong. I know I've talked about it, but like he's got everything right now, dude. He's got utility with cleanse. They've got rush, insane ultimate. They got crazy damage right now. They've got solid healing. They got great movement. Kiri just such a really good pick right now for people that are good at her. All right, going into round 2. Let's check it out. Reinhardt going for the Blazing Blitz, opting for Mecha Z series to scale up HP a little bit here. Dashing Skates for some movement. AP for Attila. Cassidy grabbing that Deadman Walk in Talon Mod, Iron Eyes. Mecha Z series here for the Brig as well. Opting for the Aura farming. Wu Yang doing the classic, actually opting for no pain drops though and going for Tidekeeper though to get some more Guardian Waves. The Reservoir Refresher. Water College Hat. And going over to Wagga. The Shambali shielding now too for Ramatra to get that extra healing. Shield Buster. Breakout for the movement. Really good movement. Vanadium Injection rushed here for round 2 from ADO. Tuzu.
The objective goes live in 10.
So we push up here. Both teams taking space. Saj on the flank though with Reaper. ADO on the flank. Jokervic getting pressure by 3 people. Gonna need to push something here. It does. Responds back. Finds Zhao though. Zhao going down again. Vendetta, good pressure here. Back pushing this up. Doing a great job rotating. Event looking low, though. Match with that Ramatra punch out early. Sag on the flank. The cross angles and pushing Attila, though. Finds another pick. Trying to open this up. Really turning into a kind of a turkey shoot here. As Attila also finds Reaper, though. Getting some pretty solid value now with the Vendetta. It's going to open this matchup a lot for him. Plenty of pressure here. Smoldering Quills looking really good here out the gate. Good pressure. Scaling looks like it might have taken place here a little bit. Maybe the Wu Yang sustain has helped a little bit. Reinhardt making the room for the Vendetta to get those picks. A lot of it does rely on the Vendetta, though, right? A lot of sustain, a lot of mitigation, not a lot of damage. Between the Cassidy and the Vendetta, they're really going to be the ones to get the picks here. Hideo finds Rig, goes down, countercharge, though. Knocks him out. Which, was that a countercharge from the Ram Punch? Gonna melt the Rhine here. And pushing up. Chasing down Jokervic. As they clean this up. Payload rolling back now. About a minute left in the round. As they hold on to this high ground. Cassidy again rushed the vanadium injection, so we're not going to see that Deadeye. But plenty of buffs here. Going to be seeing some pretty solid flank shots. Knocks out the Wu Yang, though. 4 consecutive nice shots there. Using that third-person peek there. Good roll here into Attila, knocking him out. With that barrel... No barrel roll, actually. Yeah, just dead man walking. Sag and ADO set up on the flank.
10 seconds remaining.
Jitsi forced to hold down the payload. Almost got the remote all ready to go. Punches in. Vendetta gets the Wu Yang ultimate. Actually might be huge here as they push in. Grabs the Reaper ult. Opens this up. Massive econ here as Smoldering Quills roll this back, grabbing their first round of the series here, tying game number 2 up 1-1. Really solid. Really just came down to econ there, but good solid picks there. Seeing a completely different team here. Smoldering Quills a lot more aggressive than we've seen previously. Obviously, without the Zarya Vendetta combo, enables them to play a lot more aggressive with the Reinhardt in the Vendetta. Standing that, so a lot more confident, it looks like. Looks like they're a lot more confident with the Rhine kind of builds here. And going into round 3. Let's head on over here to Wagon. Gonna be grabbing the Omnium Augment for Ramatra to get that extra pummel range. Cassidy investing in the... Oh, it was barrel roll. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong Cassidy. Yeah, I did have barrel roll. There you go. Vanadium injection. Talmud. Reaper, though. The backstabber trigger finger. Didn't really get to see too much from Reaper last game. We'll see how that scales up. Pax build for Brig with the Mitzi's Medicine, still with the Vitality Amplifier. Codebreaker here for Kiri as well. Just trying to invest a lot into that damage, though. So already at 40% weapon damage here. Going over to Smoldering Quills. Reinhardt rushing the Martian Mender here for the self-sustain. Attila with the Chimera Cross. Now Vanadium Injection again for the Cassidy. That Deadman Walker trying to find those picks. And Lumerica Fusion Drive now for Brig, which again can get procced every time she throws those packs, so pretty sustainable. Lumerica also for Wu Yang here going into round 3. What we're going to be seeing. Fight breaks out here. Kind of split though. Good cross angles from Zhao and Sag. But Brig does go down. Trading now. Sag out of place, but gets a pick before they leave. Reinhardt charges in. Still anybody's game here. Jitsi with the breakout punches in. Finds the pick. And Jokervic accepting his fate as first fight goes to Wagon. All right. Going into our fight number 2. We do got the Reaper on the flank here. Sad's trying to get some extra backstabber. Get some extra dire triggers. Just spamming them. Goes in for the play. Gets another backstabber on the Rhine to get that bonus damage. Always trying to play on that off angle to proc that backstabber. Get that extra damage there. Procs it on the Wu Yang even. Didn't really realize how easy it is to proc that. You can even just be on the side of him and it still hits it. Reaper down the cooldowns though. Attila punishes. But does get punished themselves for it. Rushes out. Matched with the Wu Yang though. Now sustained. They go in. Reinhardt getting plenty of pressure here. But again, mostly invested in sustain though. So not too much damage. Tries to find the pin on the Ramatra. Slam ready to go. Big slam finds the Ramatra. Do we got a charge? Take him off. Goes in. Matches nice. Pin from that Brig. Blocked though with this after she's stunned. Reinhardt following up with the pin as we push up here. Flash from the Cassidy. Knocking it out. Smoldering Quills. Bring this one back. Flipping it to their own. Choosing to play a little bit more aggressive here. I think once they kind of get some like wind in their sails, they kind of fly. Is what I've been seeing. Once they get that confidence going in, it's really hard to stop them. Vendetta. I like that they're playing close here though. The less range they have, the better. Especially against that Ramatra. They're playing such brawly. The Ramatra cast here. Especially if they deny that Reaper getting that backstabber value is kind of the big play. Vendetta popping the ults. Get some pretty solid damage on the Ramatra. Big slash as they knock him out. 70% here. Wega only got a little bit of time left here. I don't know if they're going to be able to bring this one back, which means that Smoldering Quills are going to be able to, for the first time in this series, be in the lead. Unless they can find a touch, but it's pretty tough. Maybe that Reaper there. Reaper goes in for the telly. Forcing out that Ramatra. If he can sustain for a little bit. Big slam. Rally comes out. Event goes down as Attila knocks it out. Finishing up the Ramatra. As Smoldering Quills bring this back. First time in the series. Being in the lead 2-1. Well, looks like we got ourselves a little bit of a game here. So Wega, what we've been seeing, Wega really good at taking those early fights. But man, dude. Once Smoldering Quills right now get that advantage, get that push potential, it's really hard to stop them. Going into round 4 here. Reinhardt grabbing the jet skates for movement. Vroom vroom boom to help secure some kills. Looks like Vendetta's going to be reworking this a little bit, grabbing the Phantasmic Flux and the Nano Cola. Buck Wild for Cassidy. Cover that weapon jammer. Brig going to be going for the Consecrated Ground to get some more rallies. Opting for the Rüstung here and Scavenge Steel. So investing a lot more into the rally. Wu Yang with the Biotech Maximizer. Looking for, I think, for mostly just cooldown reduction on that wave. Just to spam it out a little bit more here. Still without Lumerica, though. Going over to Waga. Merge munitions as well to get that extra weapon power for cheap. Insatiable Spiral for some more Vortex damage. This is just standard brawl. What we're looking at. Nothing else crazy here. Spirited Slay, Buck Wild for Cassidy. Got our Pax build going. And Crossing Guard for Kiri. First fight's going to take place up front. Jutsi, though. Really aggressive here. Forced on that Vortex early. Brig forced to show bash out. And a massive play here. Smoldering Quills. Finding that pick. And pushing it in here. Ramatra forced off the map. Into the pit of despair. And his first fight goes to Smoldering Quills. And Brig fell off the map. Don't know what happened there. Maybe they're stuck on a rock or something. Tough. Early rush here, though. You can see Wagga trying to take advantage of that opportunity without that brig there for a sec, which is aggressive. Finds the pick on Ducko. And they're chasing him down, using their mobility to punch. Great tracking here. Cassidy going down. As Ramatra ult ready to go. Wagga pulling this one back. Smoldering Quill's going to be looking for another attempt here to cap this point. Goes in with a dash. Cleanse comes out early from Jal, knocking out Attila. Good use of that cleanse there, too. Jokervik with the Vanadium procs. Slam comes out. Looks like they're going to be cleaning this up here. Waiting for the Reaper. Knocking him out, though. Wu Yang ult forced out. Don't know if that was totally necessary. Base to keep that Rhine up. Probably a good call. Make sure we have that sustain. Make sure Ramatra can't run over. Rotating here. Wagga, though, set up on the flank. Again, DPS and the Kiri always on that off angle. Reinhardt doing a good job responding to that. Isolating that Ramatra out. Goes for another play. Sag takes out Jokervik. Goes down. Blossom ready to go. Kitsune Rush ready to go. As they clean up. Ducko accepting their fate. Rolling this back. One more fight needed here for Wagga to take home and tie this matchup 2-2. With pretty solid amount of econ here. Ramatra coming up. Brig ult coming up. We got our Reaper. We got our Cassidy on Vanadium. And but double support ults here coming up from Smoldering Quill, so plenty to respond with if they need to sustain. Rally comes out, good stun. Looking low, down their cooldowns, but they're good. Just kidding, no they're not. Dream goes down, ADO finds the pick on Attila. Trying to live. Goes down, Ramatra pummeling to death. Everything in his path. As Rakash goes down as well. And Wagga ties this up 2-2. Brings back up. I think it's into round 5. All right, going into round 5. Let's see what kind of builds we're working with. Going over to Smoldering Quills. Looks like we got some changes going on here. Reinhardt with the Gloom Gauntlet now. Pretty good at composition here. Gloom, Martian, to me, my friends, such good self-heal. Actually, without any Antsy in the game, pretty easy to get by with a lot of that. Even with Cyber Venom, none of it's going to be enough here. Which, speaking of Cyber Venom, doesn't look like anybody's picked up Cyber Venom just yet. Which, honestly, in my opinion, is going to be one of the big ones here. Looks like we're actually opting for the Griffin Glider, so we're going to be zooming here. Lumerica Fusion Drive for the Vendetta now. A little bit more sustain. Cassie's going to be grabbing the competitive analysis. Going to be spending a little bit more time shooting the DPS. And Brig with a pretty standard Brawl-esque kind of build. Going in for big rallies. Wu Yang still investing more in that AP to get basically just as much healing as possible out. I'm still so surprised. I have not seen Cyber Venom grabbed at all from... with the amount of healing going on Smoldering Quills, I'm surprised I haven't seen much Cyber Venom here. Swirling Ward here. This did get fixed for Ramatra, so that's going to be a really good base value. 50% AP, 10% cooldown for 10k. It's great. Ramatra investing now Anima of Anubis, so we're going to be seeing some pretty solid pummels. And Cassidy with the Rustung. Don't see that very often. All right, let's cook. First fight takes place. Griffin Glider in. Reinhardt goes for the pin. Still holding out here. Wrapping around. Ramatra going for the pick. Pressuring the Cassidy, but Reinhardt responds. Ready to go for the next charge. Does get the Ramatra. Pretty solid amount of damage there with Vroom Vroom Boom. So you open this up. Jiao, though, finds the pick on Attila. Cassidy isolated, though. Does go down. As Waga pushes in. Jokervic getting matched there. Could be anybody's game. Rally's not going to be enough, though, as Waga takes his first fight. An all-out brawl here. As teams got split. Teams came together. Good rotations. Good responses. Waga's just going to come out on top. Reaper on the flank. Flash comes out. Trying to find that pick. Gets the Wraith out. Reaper ult in. Does find Attila, though. Good pressure there. Ramatra ult out. Using that. And great pin from Rakesh, though. Responding to that Ramatra ult. Slam's ready to go. Wouldn't be surprised if I saw a little bit here. Good pin. Finds the Brig. Backs up a little bit. Trying to find that space. Seeing if they can bait him a little bit farther to get forward with it. Might be worth a slam here. Cleanse out. As Reinhardt trying to just live a little bit longer. Rotating. Getting pummeled. A lot of damage. Reinhardt goes down, though, with the backstabber from Reaper. Shield bashes are out. Attila trying to find a pick, but the sustain is too much from Brig. Bring this to 98, 99. Not enough here. Jokervic, kind of the last chance here to open this up. Reaper ult in. Reinhardt, a big slam, finds two. And gets one, but I think it's going to be enough there to turn the tides. As round 5 goes to Waga. Now back in the lead, 3-2. Pretty great, pretty insane brawls there on Oasis. For our round 6, heading into Nepal Shrine. And we saw, man, that power spike in Ramatra once he grabs that anima and he's able to combo with Super Flexor. It's crazy, man. These 3 items alone are really good. Or I guess 4. But great split items. Anima, man, I mean, each punch you're doing, it's 10% ability power and then 10% here, so 20, 45, 50, 55, 65, and then 75 with the item he had previous. That's 7 by round 5. That's 75% increased damage on your pummel, not including the 10% attack speed, which, if you want to think about it, brings it basically to 85. Such a big power spike there for pummel, and it's gonna even get crazier here as champion kit gets picked up. Cassidy investing the damage now with sustain. We do have Dragon's Incinerator now from Brig. And Talisman of Velocity. Got Keen Kunai. Plenty good things here. Let's go on over to Smoldering Quills, who's our round 6 builds. Cataclysma, Barrier Reconstruction for the Rhine. A lot of great stuff. All right. Let's cook. Early advantage here. Smoldering Coals taking that space. Reinhardt forced to rotate back. Good pressure here. Attila tries to find the pick. But the sustain is looking pretty good. Ojutsi looking low, though. Going for the chase. As Sag finds some extra damage here. Reaper now scaled up. Dragon's Incinerator out, ready to go. As they chase down Attila, just trying to get a regroup here. As, Reaper's scaled a little bit here. Grabbing the Lumerico, Jet Skates, Codebreaker, Phantasmic Flux, Mega Z. Strangle Step. Yeah, all this good stuff here. Just to make sure that we get that backstabber. With those dire triggers. It's great. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot they changed that. You don't have to shoot him from behind anymore. Yeah. Big slam, though, Attila. It's been so long. Oh, nice stun. Reaper goes off. Great winging ult. What's up? Responding back. Not out of this fight yet. Smoldering Quills. Using that econ to open that up. And Waga not gonna have too much econ here to respond with. At least yet. Let's take a look at Sag using this backstabbers here in the... Ooh, took some damage there early. Forced the Wraith. Reaper ult ready to go. Rotating around. Sharpening his blades for his first kill. Reaper ult pops. He gets sustained. Great cleanses here. The Reinhardt charge. Trying to match. Ultra pummels just going to town. As they clean up. Waga. Now turning this into probably last fight territory here. Whichever team basically comes out on top will win this map. Waga using that defense, but Slaughter and Quills have plenty of ability to push this fight to the point. Which, especially if you can get the pummel out from the Ramatra, can really turn it quick. Pummel, big slam. Cleanses come out, Ramatra out. Smolder and Quills doing a great job there with the econ. Especially they push that out. Big slam. They push up Jutsi out of the fight now. It's going to take a lot of pressure off the Smoldering Quills. Attila finds the pick on Zhao. Jokervic doesn't get the 1v1 though. ADO finds the pick. Winging ult comes in. Big ult, but it's not going to be able to finish it up. Attila goes down. ADO finds the pick. Sag with the ultimate. Jutsi now back. Ring goes down. Duck goes down. And it's just Reinhardt left on the point to witness the end of the series. 2-0. Waga takes home the dubs and stays in the tournament. Well played from both teams. Swattering Quills versus Waga. Victors on top. Waga. Let's watch this Kiri play, dude. Oh, Zhao's kind of a hidden carry here sometimes. We see some amazing plays. Really looking for those shots there. Bring us in here to the end of our EU matches today, everybody. So well done, both teams. Well done, both teams. All right, what kind of map amps do we got? Thames District, Powder Keg Mine, guys. Come on. All right, ladies and gents, round number 1. Now this is best of 3. So first team to get 2 points. First team to get 2 points is going to take home the W for this matchup between these two teams. Now these are our NA teams competing to go to the championships next week. So we'll see which one moves on. Now, I believe the loser of this game will go on to play the losers bracket. So they will get a second chance to fight their way in. But for now, Armory phase is over. So let's check out some builds here. Doing our Volsky Vortex, pretty standard. Zarya build here in the beginning. Just roll with it on Cassidy. The Freya going out Secret Point. MG Scold with the throw. Foxy Fireworks early with Kiri. Doofus with the helping hand. We got Backstabber, Auto Recall, Cross Orbital, and Foxy Fireworks as well. Here's our starting match. Don't really get to see Doom with the helping hand too much, especially early game. Doom taking some early damage. Pops up. Slow fight here to start out. Zarya with the push. Doom goes in. Reaper forced to fade out at 1 HP. Does get the live, though. And Doofus goes down. Takes the shots here. As Cassidy. Ivskro takes the first pick. First blood. Reaper trying to regroup. Couple down now. Insomniacs. Waiting for that regroup.
Nice and steady, everyone. We just took the lead.
Doomfist punch comes in. Great contact here. Gets out alive too. Tracer tries to follow up. Finish up the pick. Big flash on the Doom. And Rorka gets the next pick here as Infrared pushes up. Taking another pick here, Hero. Finishing up. Again, pretty solid push here. Taking these angles. Tracer setting up on the flank. Gets forced out of that recall early. Forced to back up big time here. Auto recall still good though, so even if they go down, they should be fine. Trying to poke, distracts, trying to pull some attention away so he can get some value. Goes in for the Kiri. Cassidy with the fallback. Pushes out. Auto recall forced out as well. For the pressure. Big grab. 3 picks there as Infrared wins their third fight here. Pushing along with plenty of pressure. Redwood down. Cassidy all ready to go. Incendiary Rush comes out. Infrared not on it just yet. Tracer getting pressured out again. Deadeye to zone. Plenty of time here. Plenty of space to work with. Just zoning that point out. Finds no one. Stunned out of it. Bubbled. Goes in. Big flash. Knocks out the Tracer. Freya looking for those picks. Rorka gets it. And round 1 is going to Infrared. Taking this series. First round 1-0. Pretty sizable lead in credits. Very sizable lead in credits. About 11,000. Probably due to the fact that Insomniacs really just didn't get a chance to do much fighting. A lot of it I feel like was regrouping. Playing very passive, so they didn't really get to do too much damage. Obviously, no limbs going out. So it could be anybody's game. Here's the first stats. Obviously, pretty solid sweep here, round 1, but does not mean that Insomniacs can't scale going into round 2. Let's go back over to Insomniacs here, check out their builds. Block party here for Doom. Coming early again. Pretty, almost like a support Doom kind of build. Kind of interesting. It's gonna require a lot of people to play close for this healing. Trigger finger on the Reaper. Tracer's gonna be going with the T-Racer for a little bit more movement. Take the chain grasp from Moira here. Double cleanse on Kiri. Head over to Infrared. We've got the containment shield. Blast proof boots, which honestly, kind of, I feel like a staple for Zarya right now with the movement. Comboed with the double speed with skates and aftermarket. Cassidy going to be investing in that damage. Vanadium injection rush here, round 2 for Rorka on the Freya and seismic shot. Far side stash here. Going to fight again. Forced. Somniacs. In the corner a little bit. Fight takes place. Rushing this out. 2 point. Playing coast. Cassidy goes in, gets the pick on Kai. Still having no problem with this push here. Another roll, another death with that barrel roll. 2 picks here. Over to the Insomniacs. Reaper getting that backstabber. Bonus damage here with the aerial. A lot of reloading going on with this build. And still procs that it's supposed to be aerial. I guess distance ones too, so pretty solid damage. Big pick there. First pick, by the way, for Insomniacs here. Opening this up. Freya forced out to the coast. Falls off the map. Punched by the Doomfist. Rig Rally forced out. Does get the counter bash, though, so he's not going to be able to push her off point. As Insomniacs roll this back for the first cap. First team fight win, by the way. Getting a lot of their credits that they needed here. Bringing this 73 to 70. Narrowing that gap quite a bit credit-wise. Really necessary. Seismic Slam ready to go. Zarya almost with her grab too. So a lot of ults about to pop here. Zarya grab ready to go now. She's going to be looking for it. Pops the grab. Gets no one in it. Good rotation there from the supports being able to find that opportunity. Rizu though does get the pick on the Reaper here. Meteor Strike out. Doomfist lands. Gets deleted immediately. Rorka finishing this up. Bringing it 62%. Still holding on a little bit longer. As this finally flips. Infrared now in control of the point. Not too much time left for Insomniacs to push this back here. And also not that much econ that you're working with. Reaper's going to be holding on to his ult here. Okay, cool. We're good. Gonna need to get a Reaper touch here if he can fade up top. He can't get it. Flash comes out. And the Moira gets the touch, but two go down in the process. As they get rushed down here for round 2. A little bit better. We did have one fight win. It might just be something that needs to scale here for Insomniacs. Especially with Doom. Doom's one of those heroes that, like, in Stadium is... He's tough, man. He's tough to get away with. Especially on our NA matches here. So we're going to be looking at some pretty solid plays from both teams. Solid round. Next map, we'll be heading to Saransa. A little bit more close quarter matchup. Might actually be really good for the Doom Reaper composition on this map. A little bit harder for Frey to get some value, at least on the first half. Second half, a little bit better. Still some strong flanks, though, that they can go through. So we'll see what happens here under our builds. Here's our infrared builds. Rig looks like she's going to be going for the little bit more movement, survivability with aura farming. Look at the Talon mod, the Farsight stash that we talked about earlier with the Kiri. We'll be seeing some updates here. Field support here for the Freya as well. Mainly just for that damage and armor. I understand that one. Shield Buster. So we're going to be spamming out quite a bit. Over to Insomniacs. Reaper now with the Mark of the Kitsune. I don't really see Reapers grab that one too much. But it makes sense. Doom now with the Phantasmic Flux. Custom stock here. Tracer also with the Phantasmic Flux. And alternate energy for the Moira. Looking pretty good. Kiri, a little bit more investment in the survivability, repulsion greaves, especially is going to help a lot. So, all right, round 3. Let's see what we got going on here. Sorry with the blast proof boost, going for the early flank. One bubble down early, backs up here. Plenty of HP still going in. Really going in deep here. Down her bubbles though too. I would be surprised if she really doesn't get punished here. Doomf is trying to get the punch, but she gets not knocked back too far here, so plenty of space. Doom misses the punch. Goes to the block with the healing. A little more damage. Hero goes down finally, though. That aggressive of a play. I'm surprised it took him that long to finish that out here. Witchy Gamer with the first pick. And Rizu goes down. And first fight for Insomniacs looking pretty good. As they're able to isolate that Zarya from that last fight. Doom goes down quick, though. Iskro gets that pick easy money. Solid healing out here. Trying to get those Foxy Fireworks. Reaper forced to move back. Kitsune Rush almost ready, though. Gonna have to wait for that Doom to get back, though. Which is doing a great job rotating here. Zarya forcing that out early, though. With double cleanse, though. Not gonna be enough. Not gonna be enough. As Doom goes down as well. And Kiri is forced to rotate back here. As Zarya is going to chase her down. Wanting some blood right now. Witchy Gamer gets back. Easy money. With the next fight. A lot of econ ready to go for Insomniacs. Coalescence out now from Moira. Pressuring, doing the damage. Brig forced the rally out, but still pretty low. Could be anybody's game. Kai finds the pick on Hero. And Reaper pops the ult as well. I can find any picks, but does win the fight here. As they're still in the lead, going to be able to get a little more progress on the payload. Setup econ-wise, Rush is just about ready for Infrared. So Insomniac's going to need to find a way to play around that. Especially with the high charge Zarya, if they're able to run that down, could be pretty rough. Spam Freya, Cassidy, all that's going to get some pretty solid value from Rush. Rush comes out, matched it with their own. Looks like everyone's sustained pretty well here. Moira with another Coalescence, my dear God. As they take out Rorka, as this push looks like it's finishing up here. Hero forced out with the grab. Not enough to get the touch, though, as Insomniacs gets their first round win. Sorry. Go for round 3. Credit-wise, 144 to 146 right now, so pretty even as far as the credit matchup goes. So no one at too much of an advantage right now. I do think out of everything that's going to scale, I believe Zarya scales less in the late game. And Doomfist scales more in the late game. So this might be something that can turn for Insomniacs into the late game, especially with that win. Kind of taking out that steam in Infrared with their... It felt like they had a really good confidence going about him. And now it's kind of shaken a little bit. And I think the scaling has done really well. Also, 2 Moira Coalescence in like 30 seconds. My God. My God. What's that Moira running? I don't even think they're running like Catalytic Crystal or anything. It's just farming. They're just farming stuff. All right, let's go into our builds. Doom is grabbing that Lumerico, more for survival. Bestest defense for even more sustain.
The teams have 20 seconds
Reaper is going to be investing in that Wreath of Ruin, so more ult availability here. That 20% ability power, 25% Death Blossom radius. Investing in that in the Dire trigger, so you really can do both those. Heading over here to Infrared. A little bit more speed on the Brig. Looks like she's grabbing that Scavenge Steel and Dragon's Incinerator. Brawl it out a little bit more. Jet Skates for both these. And a lot of damage coming out.
3, 2,
Actually, Jet Skates on everybody except for Freya. Wow, this is a Jet Skate squad. But yeah, looks like everyone's rocking the Jet Skates. All right. Going into round 4. Kai trying to set up for kind of a dive, but honestly, with this kind of defensiveness, you really just got to peel. It's really just like a peel. Zarya's kind of realizing that Doom gets more value the more you shoot him, basically. So they're starting to just ignore him completely. Which, probably the way to do it, but the nice thing is if he keeps zoning it out and counter diving, he's going to get a lot of value when he goes for that. Flashbang, obviously going to cook him right there. Iskro, great shots. Tries to get a couple here. Tracer looking a little low. Big headshots there. As they go down.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Few shots here. Kiri goes down. Clone doesn't even take the bullet for that one. Tracer forced out on the recall. Still trying to pressure this backline, trying to just create some chaos. Little headshot done by the Kiri. Kiri just really pressuring her out. Almost being basically essentially a better Cassidy at being able to hit these headshots. Kiri's just so strong sometimes. Trying to pressure this out. Again, Infrared with a pretty sustainable lead here now. Somniacs are going to need to come back here. The new play, new plan, coming up on their Doom ult. And they're considering rush. Infrared going to be a little bit low. Iskro finds that pick though early on Tracer. Reaper ult comes out. Doomfist ult comes out. Don't know if it's going to be enough here. Swoon finds 2. Popping off here damage-wise. Getting some great picks. As they find 2 more here. And they clean it up. 2 more to go. Not a lot of econ. And Fred takes this round, going to 3-1 now. As they responded. Taking a pretty advantageous lead. Going to be sending us into a possible final round. If they can clutch it here from Insomniacs. Great shots for both teams. Good plays. Here we go. Kiri's going to be grabbing Rüstung von Wilhelm. Interesting choice here. Very interesting choice. Martian Mender now for the Doom. Plenty of survival here. Really just trying to absorb as much damage as possible. Going over to Infrared. Eye of the Spider now. Super Flexor for the Zarya. With those Blast-Proof Brutes. And Jet Skates. Cassidy going to be running the same here. Vanadium, Jet Skates. Maxing out that damage output here. Over to Freya. Phantasmic Flux, Vanadium Injection. And the Super Flexor as well. Scale up their AP for that mini bolus shot that we're going to see in this round. Brig still with the survivability. A little bit of that brawling going on here. And then Swoo. Some pretty solid plays last round. Jet Skates, Talonbond, Farsight, Kitsune, Kicks. And now our crossing guard here going into round 5.
20 seconds remain before the action begins.
Should be some pretty interesting plays coming up. I'm expecting to see a really large amount of Freya spam coming up here. So we'll see what happens now. Into the match. Rorka trying to spam out. Again, with those mini bolus shots, we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Man, I don't know if it's me, but the replay just looks weird lately. Super weird, actually. Big spammers here. As Reaper goes in. Yeah, super weird. All right. It's very laggy. Yeah, I wonder what the latency is for the server. Unless my spectator latency is. It is NA though, so. Yeah, it does look very laggy. Good shots in the Zarya though. Reaper all comes out. Big finds one on Ivskro. Gets the double on Swoo. Tries to make it a hat trick on the Zarya. Make it a 3. So we flip this point back a little bit here. Insomniacs now are ready to push. Halo not moved too far here, so should be able to get the lead. Kai gonna try to make sure they hold that space as long as possible to get that added advantage. But Hero goes in, grab out, gets 1, gets 2, makes it 3. The massive grab here as they push Pillard back. Some staggers coming out. Moira going down. Finally, Ivskro finishing up those 2 picks as they push the rest of the way here. Checkpoint in their sights. Doom comes in hot, trying to make sure that checkpoint's not touched, but it does. Comes in big slam. Rotating out here for the live. Blocking for the charge. Does not find anybody with it, unfortunately. Cinerush out. As they're getting stunned into oblivion. Plenty of Overwatch happening on everyone's screen right now. As they back up here. Again, with the lead. Can play kind of passively here. Pizza does get 2 picks, though. As Zarya chase. Are they able to grab the stagger? No, she lives. So it's going to be coming down to an extra fight here. It's gonna need to be a team fight win. Zarya close to another grab though. Gonna have to find that pick early. They don't want that grab to come out. Kaya though gets the pick. Zarya grab ready to go. She goes down though without being able to use the grab. Coalescence comes out. Iskar goes down. Art Rizu goes down. And with checkpoint in hand, they should get another spawn here, so Infrared will get another chance here. Although it may be a little scuffed. Still a chance here. Plenty of econ. Grab comes out. Pop the bolus shot. Cleanses come out. It's not enough with a big 5k to wrap this first match up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. I think yeah, wow, this server is lagging a lot, isn't it? Jesus Christ. I believe Infrared won game number 1. So we'll give it up to Infrared here. for round number 1. Yeah. There you go. All right, so let's see. Game number 2, Infrared versus Insomniacs. Infrared has 1 point. They're going to be banning the Tracer. Insomniacs banning the Zarya here for next matchup. Looks like we're going to be going with the Kiri, Freya, Cassidy, Lucio this round, and Diva. Match by Insomniacs with the Moira, Cassidy, Doomfist, Lucio, and Soldier. Going into game number 2. All right, ladies and gents. Game number 2. Infrared versus Insomniacs. Infrared is in the lead. Going into our builds. Diva with a pretty popular Ignition Burst here. Round 1. We see a lot of Divas farming this, especially going into like the bomb build. So we might be seeing that here a little bit later. Siphon Gloves, Compensator Power Playbook. It just roll with it for the Cassidy. Mini bullet shot early here for Rorka. Going in for the winning attitude, charge plating, power playbook. Mixtape here for Lucio to get that extra healing. Maxing out the AP here. And Foxy Fireworks for Swu. Saw some really good plays last game. Going over to Insomniacs again here. We're going to be seeing Kai running the Doomfist again. It's basically same build from last time. A little bit of that reflex coating in there. Just roll with it for the Cassidy. On me for Soldier. Chain Grasp on Moira. And mixtape on Lucio. As we're pumping out here for matchup number 1. I don't know if anybody took the pad. Yep, no pad gameplay. That's an L. First fight here, Kai goes in for the punch. Takes command of point. Nobody on the flank just yet here. So trying to spam out. Diva looking low though, but so is Doomfist. Forcing out the cooldowns. Diva getting demexed early though. Kai finding that pick. Standing well on the front line. Able to zone out for the cap. Punches. And gets a first solid cap here. Nobody down just yet. Kai though looking low. Looking low. As Freya tries to get the shot here. Again, plenty of spam in this corner. 4 people maxed out there. Plenty. Kai just taking the brunt of this damage here. Looks like they're going down. And Kai's going to be the first one to go down. First blood.
Feels good, huh?
And I'm geeked up AF. Taking that first blood for the fight. Oh, I can't switch to Diva. I think there's still... Okay, so just heads up. If there's anybody in the dev team in playbacks as a spectator, this has happened multiple weeks in a row. I can't switch to Diva. So I don't know why, but I just can't spec. It's just Diva. It's just Diva in this game. It keeps sending me back to the number 1 slot. So I guess Diva's not going to get any POV. Deadeye comes out though. Still holding. Goes down. Pizza. Responding here is Infrared. Pushes back a little bit. Plenty belts ready to go. Diva Bomb ready. Incendiary Rush out though. Not too much econ here for Insomniacs. Gonna need to find a different way to push through here. Plenty of spam. Diva's gonna be able to hold that pretty well. Looks like Doom's gonna be setting up here to go for the left, straight to point. Which I would say is a pretty solid plan here. Force that rotate out, and then basically kill whoever rotates. Does not get the pick though. Slam comes in, trying to sustain. It's not going to be enough. Beat comes out a little bit too late. As Rorka, great shots here too. As Lucio gets the environmental on Witchy though. Establishing Lucio dominance here early. As round 1, it goes to Infrared, taking home the W here. Solid fight though. Good plays. Lijiang Tower always kind of a mess sometimes, but I really liked how Insomniacs played that first push there though. Did a great job taking advantage of that point early and then sustaining and zoning with the Doom CC to make sure that it was like impossible for them to touch. Surprised they don't live that long though, I will say that. All right, let's jump over to the armory. We've got Diva running Mecha Punch here. Daehun's Detonator coming out early. Galvanized Core here for the extra duration on the boosters. Barrel Roll here again on Cassidy. Freya's going to be grabbing the So Cooked here to get some more of that lingering damage. Looks like we're going to be investing more in just the overall AP bolus shot. Lucio with the Vivace here. Get a little bit more pressure. Basically just healing. Survivability is what we're looking at. Tuzu now going to be on the field with Swoo. Whenever to Insomniacs. Block Party again for Doom. Kind of running the same thing that they did last game there with a little bit of life steal there. Buck Wild though for Pizza. Going for the early sustain. Speed, survival. Soldier grabbing the frontliners here early. Void Hoppers for Moira. As we go into round 2. Early point establishment by Insomniacs. Bullet shot now done though. Pizza getting a great early pick here on Ivskro. Able to find that pick from that off angle. Deep now in the back line. Rorka trying to just play the pillar there, waiting for that take aim shot, which pays off. Pizza goes down. Rorka takes the pick here. Insomniacs takes the point though. As Rorka comes up on their first ultimate, almost ready to go. Diva Bomb now out. Bola shot ready. Hits the corner, gets some solid damage there on the Doom. As they're pushing up here. Cassidy though, a little bit early to that fight. Does get to live though. Pizza gonna sustain a little bit. Rizu playing safe here on that high ground. A little bit out in the open. Deadeye comes out. Pizza's holding it. Mainly zoning there. Does not find a pick. But Rogue does. Uses that space to find that off angle. Iskro goes down here. Soldier. Still pushing out. Over health from the beat. Maxed out. Soldier trying to get some extra damage here. He's locking down the point. Lucky finding the pick as well. Bomb comes out. Finds no one. And Rizu finds a couple picks here. Insomniacs struggling to flip this point. Infrared able to sustain that even with being down. As Kai goes down to sheer damage. Pizza for the last here. Visor from Soldier, last ditch effort to try to get some picks as Witchy holds it down. Rogue goes down as well. Witchy for a last second touch here. Gets flash, goes down. Kai back, already down again. As that stagger push ends round 2. Going to Infrared, taking on the dub. 2-0. Another really good matchup. Insomniacs taking that space early and honestly winning the fights, but what we see from Infrared is their ability to prevent the point flip, leave the highest sustain, highest survivable hero on point while they do kind of like a passive play to wait for that regroup. So they never completely give up point, kind of trading that out. Great communication between the team to be able to farm that up there, to be able to get that play. Going into round 3. No new powers this round. We're going to be seeing some item swaps. Doomfist with the Phantasmic Flux. Notable picks here. Alternate energy now going to be on the field for Moira, which last time we saw this, we saw some insane generation of Coalescence. So might be seeing that again. Lumerica Fusion Drive for the Lucio to get that passive healing. Over to Rizu here. Rockin' Hip Hop. I don't see this very often. But a nice 10% weapon and ability power, and after wall riding, getting an additional jump while airborne. So nice movement options here. Mainly just weapon power for Kiri. Phantasmic Flux for Freya. Weapon for Cassidy. And like I said, Gloom Gauntlet on D.Va. Going to be going in for more of those melee hits, so they can get that passive healing for their build.
3, 2, 1.
All right, going into round 3. Doomfist first to point. And if the trend suits, we'll be seeing Insomniac possibly get some... Oh, Rorka legged out a little bit there. Gives him a couple shots. Iskro finds that pick on Pizza early. Rizu goes down. Lucky on the flank. Going for more of that DPS Moira mindset there. Doomfist comes in. Flashbang ready to go. Does miss. Moira now in. No fade. Lucky looking low. But again, great job zoning this out. Now the question is, can they maintain this cap? Kaya just absorbing all that spam. What we can see is as long as Kaya's like always using some abilities, sustained pretty good. Holds it pretty well. Zoning this point out, forcing him to make some weird plays here. Lucky does get the Coalescence early. Bomb comes out and Lucky just absolutely eating up the backline. Iskro puts an end to that quickly. Deadeye ready to go. Beat ready to go. Kitsune Rush ready to go. Just about the same here from Insomniacs. A little bit lower on econ, valuable econ here. Push to spawn here. Infrared. Especially if they can hold on to a lot of this econ. They could probably roll this back into point 2, but they do use their Kitsune Rush. Not really seeing too much value from that rush. Looks like Insomniacs have no problem just waiting that out. Kai in the fight. Swoo trying to knock out Lucky here, but it's not going to be enough. And Doom in. Beat out to sustain. They're doing a great job forcing all this econ out right now instead of later. As they wait through. Deadeye match. Good punch here from Kai. Geeked up, though. Does find the pick on Lucky. And Kai now looking really low. Misses the punch. No survivability. No sustain anymore without that. As Infrared takes home the point. Not without giving up some pretty valuable econ, though. So Insomniacs gonna have their beat. Gonna have a Deadeye ready to go. I don't believe... Yeah, we're not doing any kind of vanadium here. Lucky goes down quick, though. Plenty of time for a regroup, though. Plenty of time for a regroup. D.Va trying to keep the stagger. Pizza goes down as well. Staggers are coming out, though. Doom sets up the touch. Last second. Does get flash. Beat comes out to help sustain. Doomfist ult ready. Gonna be holding that for when he really needs it, though, to live. Tries to interrupt the D.Va ult, but does not get it a little bit late. As they go down. Kai finally as well. Turning this 3-0. Infrared in the lead. And what we see is it's been a trend is that Insomniacs do a great job in the beginning grabbing and holding that space. And then what seems to happen after that, after that initial fight, always real methodical, real safe, real well done. And it's like the second half of the map, we kind of, it's like we kind of forget how to, I don't want to say, it's not that we just need to regroup, but like, it's okay to completely disengage when things aren't in your favor. And I feel like they're not doing that very well. They're very like, we hold our ground, we're gonna do everything we can to hold this space, but like sometimes like you just gotta disengage, especially when they get an early pick like that. 10 seconds left on the board before the point even opens, and we're still playing that close to the choke. You gotta back up at that point. You gotta regroup. You gotta make sure you play safe. You have speed. Get everybody out. Get everyone together. Get a nice another push in so we're not getting staggered. And that's exactly what happened. Is it turned to the point just being a staggered push, which completely avoidable. Don't know if it would have changed the outcome, but we definitely played it a little bit risky there on the push. So going into round 4, like I said, man, that first fight, Insomniacs do a great job really locking down angles, really like playing safe, playing smart, putting plenty of pressure, make it really hard for Infrared to push. But man, I feel like once Insomniacs kind of loses a fight, it's really hard to get their mojo back together. And I feel like a lot of times they just got to work on that mental reset. Go to the next match here. So round 4, let's see what happens. Another capture point. So I'm expecting to see roughly the same thing, but maybe some changes here from both teams to adapt. Maybe even a first point cap here from Infrared. All right. First point out here. Establishing point dominance early. Insomniacs. Pull a shot. Rizu goes in. Tries to get a cheeky little play. Almost gets knocked out. Again, doing a great job holding space. Playing safe. Denying off angles. Lucky. Great fade there to live. Kai getting out alive. Barely. Does he make it? He does. And Pizza finds that pick. Opening this fight up. Insomniacs in the lead. Knocks out Rorka. As they get first point cap, as per usual. Now the question is, can we hold it? Can we grab around here? Can we turn this around? It's still completely possible. Okay, doing a great job zoning this out. D.Va going off in the flank. Freya tries to find the pick here. Lucky down the fade. Rizu finds the opportunity, knocks him out. Big bomb coming up. Kaya gets caught out in the open with that big bomb. I think we got maybe early det here too. Yeah, express detonation. That's what we're going to be looking at. As they flip this back, Infrared now in control of the point. Rogue looking for these off angles. Or maybe running it down main. D.Va getting a lot of value from that punch. Already 40% the next bomb. Big flash. Ivskro goes to the cheeky play. Gets immediately punished for it. Beats a match here. Rogue still trying to hold on. Freya kind of unchecked on the flank right now. Does get a pick on Rogue, but Rorka goes down. Lucky finishing it up with the Coalescence. And D.Va on the D-Mac. Looks like Insomniac's going to be able to roll this back. 5 ultimates ready to go on Infrared. No support ults available for Insomniacs. Means that this next play might be a little bit tough, especially with the Kitsune Rush. Gonna be really tough to play through this. Might even be worthy of a disengage. Bomb comes out. Geeked up finds 2. Finds 2. Beats a caught in the open. Goes down. Kai holding on. Still time for another touch though. And almost no econ used there to win that fight except for D.Va Bomb. Beat ready to go. Kitsune Rush ready to go. Everything's looking in favor of Infrared here to bring home this W. econ wise.
Restoring balance.
We'll see.
Hunting them down.
Pizza grabs a pick on Rorka though. Early. Deadeye to zone. Pizza. Not going to be able to sustain there though. Kitsune rush to zone. Lucky gets a pick. Rizu holding it down. Trying to keep the point from flipping. Bomb comes out. Finds no one. And Rizu looking low out in the open. Just needs a little bit of focus here. He stays alive. Rogue goes down as well. Coalescence out, but Ivskro says no way. Finishing up this point as Somniacs go down to Infrared. Taking home game number 2. 4-0 sweep, but man, that scoreboard does not tell the story of what happened in this match today. Actually, a really solid match. Really solid match. And I think there's a lot to... I really do think that came down to just a mental as the match goes on. Pretty good. Here's our final stats for the second matchup. Infrared takes home the W. And Insomniacs are going to be pushed down to the losers bracket to fight for their chance to stay in this tournament. All right, game 1 between Pizzeria Health Code Violations and Infrared in our winners bracket for the playoffs here in our Stadium Arena tournament hosted by StadiumBuilds.io. For Pizza Health Code Violations, we got a ban on Zarya for this match. We're running the Kiriko, Wu Yang, Orisa, Freya, and Tracer. I don't know why we're having some profile loading issues. Over to Infrared, they're running a ban on Juno. Gonna be coming out with Kiriko, Cassidy, Tracer, Diva, and Wu Yang. Going into game number 1 here. Pretty interesting little matchup that we got going on. Basically a mirror matchup minus the... Well, I guess Tang and Freya, so... Yeah, never mind. Not a mirror matchup. I'm being dumb. Here's some trash, by the way. Here's some trash.
It's nearly time to start.
All right, round 1. Checking out some builds we got going on here. Looks like Orisa's going to be rushing the centripetal charge. I don't really see too many people who grab this early. But wait, just kidding. I've been debated. T-Racer with the speed. Looks like we're going to have another MG Freya on our hands. Streamline for the Wu Yang. Foxy Fireworks on Kiriko. Looks like Infrared is still negotiating what we're going to be running here. What kind of plays we're looking at. Diva with the Ignition Burst. Surprise there. T-Racer on Racer. Just roll with the Cassidy, Streamline, Foxy Fireworks. Any interesting things here? We got Kiryu's going to grab that Electrolytes and Tracer as well. Siphon Gloves here for the Diva. For this man. Our repellent on the Wu Yang.
2-1.
And nothing crazy here. I do see the field rations on Orisa. I don't see that many people that grab field rations, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Some triple charge there early, though.
The objective goes live.
Coming out the gates. As we push up here. First fight is underway. Pizza Health Code is pushing up here. The PHC holding down the fort. Infrared trying to find an angle here. An opportunity to push in. Spike Mecha, though, does get the healing increase here from Wu Yang. Gonna be able to stay up there. Done a lot of their cooldowns. Early spin, though. Gonna be down that. Dropping, though. Goes down. Aqua finds a pick, though. Trading out with Spiked Mecha, though. And the D-Mech on the Diva. Not a bad play here as Pizza gets a couple picks here. Gonna be anybody's game, though. And a Tracer, Araxis going down. Rizu finds that pick. As Droppin comes back in. Aqua hanging on for their life. Guardian wave out. Not going to be enough, though. Drop and hangs in. Not enough damage there as they focus. Spike mech now back. Anybody's game. Let's jump in, see what's going on here. Araxis in the 1v1 against Swoo. If we've seen anything by Swoo, there's a chance they win. There's a chance they win that matchup. Easy peasy. Tracer 1v1 ensues. Forcing out, dropping low. Force the recall, both teams. As they play in, Araxis chooses to opt in for the team play here. Flash comes out from Iskro, finding that pick. But with that, PHC gains the lead. What a good place here from Crawler. Getting a lot of credits. Especially for Frey in the early game. No pocket. Some pretty solid credits here. Back it up here. Diva with the DMs. Good AoE damage. Iskro goes in for an aggressive play. 2 shots from Crawler, though. It's not going to be enough. They're still holding on. Diva ult comes out. Bullet shot ready to go. Grabs the Tracer. Knocks him out. Now spamming the Diva. Trying to match that pressure. Araxis gets knocked out. Diva with the burst damage there in the melee. And that ignition burst. Spiked Mecha holding down. Grabs the ults. Doubling up on the Fortify. Iskro goes down. Crawler doing a great job again. Forcing out those cooldowns. Finding those picks. Man, they're just on it. Ripping a tear right now. Whole round, dude. Not even one checkpoint capped yet. Love to see it on Colosseo. Another bullet shot ready to go. Pops it up. Grabs the Kiri. Is it enough? Doesn't look like it is, but they're going to be able to grab that point. PHC taking round 1 here. Colosseo. Yeah, Crawler with... Man, these are the elims. 8-1 here for Crawler. Really showcasing, at least in the early game, their pick potential. Impressive. A good round 1. Solid round 1. All right. Going on to round 2. See what we got going on in the armory. Trace is going to pick up the auto recall. On dropping. Pulse detector here. Don't see people run that too much. The extra max ammo, though, pretty good. Cassidy, Iskro here running the barrel roll again. Pretty much what we've been seeing from him today. Diva with the Mecha Punch. Going to be going in for the early big bomb here. Remember this used to be 200%. That's crazy. Tidekeeper for Rizu to get that Guardian Wave spam. Tuesday here for Kiri. Pretty much the usual stuff we've been seeing. Here's a quick glance at PHC. Shield Divergence now for the Orisa. Coming to Electrolytes field support here. Cyclone for Crawler. Let's see what happens here. First fight. Coming in. PHC establishes point control first. Gonna be forcing out mainly a lot of shields here. Sniper Orisa build. Pretty strong right now. I don't know how great it is against Diva, but nevertheless, the shield sustain you can get from playing that, it's kind of crazy. So we got some angles coming in. Orisa staying in. Crawler on the flank looking for that pick. Can they grab it? As Iskro finds that for a pick. First blood secured. Orisa going down. Right-clicking out, though. Getting pressured by Crawler. Crawler trying to knock out that damage. That's just kind of cooking him right now. Crawler finished up. Cassidy, 95% to ult. Playing with that Deadeye. Again, no Vanadium, so we are going to be seeing a possible Deadeye here soon. Tracer setting up on the flank. Pulse Bomb ready to go. Looking for a good dive opportunity. Oh, but Benny goes down. Swoop finding that pick early. As they push in, drop in, recall forced out. Crawler in. Ivskro looking for that final pick again. Did a great job zoning out these DPS, not letting me get anywhere close to these off angles. Just creating a lot of really good pressure here. Out comes out, Mecha goes in. Oh, with the stun, Orisa all combo, cleanse to match it though. They're gonna finish it up. Spike Mega does knock out Ivskro though. Bomb out, gets no one. Good shield here. Actually, 1 HP there. As Wu Yang goes down. Now it's still Infrared's point. So they're fighting for the flip right now. But right now it looks like PHC is gonna be able to flip this any moment. Shield comes out. And Geeked Up goes down. As this point is gonna flip. PHC grabbing this back. Dropping Pulse Bomb ready to go. Looking for an opportunity. With Kiri and Orisa, not really many opportunities to hit a big Pulse Bomb. So, gonna be looking for any kind of value they can get here. Maybe to force out some cleanses early. Yeah, Wu Yang's probably the prime target here. Wu Yang, Guardian Wave, trying to grab that Mega, but they do not allow it. Malga, Aqua gets the pick. Malga. Genki. And D.Va getting staggered out. PHC doing a great job on that. 79%. D.Va gonna be waiting on a late spawn here. Do have some econ though. Especially Ivskro and Drop-In. They should be able to stall this out for a second. Grabs it. Forced on the recall. Overtime triggered though. No cooldowns left. Drop-In goes down with the touch. Orisa ult again goes out. Benny finding the pick. Crawler, Araxis knocking this out. As PHC doing a great job using that econ to finish up this fight easy. Great stagger on the D.Va there. To force a staggered last fight was really well done. PHC in the lead, 2-0 right now.
Some intense competition this round.
Getting some nice solid plays here. Credit differential a little stark right now. 108 for PHC. 96 for Infrared. So they've got a deficit of 12k right now. They do have a boost coming in, but again, that extra credits, if we let that get too out of hand, we're gonna have some scaling issues between the two teams, especially with health pool, damage, etc. It starts to get a little bit more meaningful as you get a little bit farther up. Jumping into the builds. Looks like we'll get some swaps here. Vanadium injection now. Crawler gonna be grabbing that. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that from Tracer too. At some point. A little bit lower on credits, so maybe like around 4. But Pulse, just kind of a weird play right now. Not too much value we can get from it. Kiri going to the weapon power. Going over to Infrared. Classic D.Va build. A little bit of damage. Mecha punch in there. Siphon Glove still. Pulse Detector here from dropping as well. Vitality. Maybe to take a little bit more of those Tracer duels. Actually dropping that for the Icy Coolant. And Cassidy going for the damage. Rizu grabbing the jet skates. I love skates on Wu Yang. I think it's so necessary. So rushing that, really smart. And then weapon power here for the Kiri. So I like what the Orisa's doing though. Centripetal and shield divergence. I do kind of like the play here. Encouraging them to basically just spam as much as possible. Basically never using spin. Just plopping that shield down as much as possible. Little rotate here. Dropping does find the pick. First blood on Benny. Chasing down Crawler. Crawler trying to live. I don't think Crawler has Ironclad. No. Forced out that auto recall. And Crawler, they actually respond here. Infrared goes down, man. The sustain was crazy. Araxis finds those picks in the backline. Able to farm out that D.Va, winning that Tracer duel. As they get this first checkpoint. PHC looking really good here on the push. First push here. Good setups, good dives. Patience, waiting that Tracer recall out now, dropping. Gonna be a little exposed. Push without auto recall. Gets out though, great movement. They're pushing in. Dropping, force that recall, pulse bomb out. 95. Rissa ult. Recall out, void the Diva Bomb. Kiri won though, good dive here, good pressure. There's Araxis with Benny in the back line, getting it up. Yeah, great plays here. Fantastic sustain, good patience. Whole team is playing real cohesive by PHC. Cassidy on that flank. Crawler gonna go for the Demon Pick though. And just absolutely runs down Ivskro. There for this final push. PHC doing a great job locking it down. Infrared trying to find a point of weakness here and struggling. Hard to focus this tank when there's that much mitigation, that much sustain with the healers. Hard to kill the healers when your backline's getting pressured so hard by Benny, by Crawler, by Araxis. Yeah. Tough choices here. Tough choices here. 3-0 PHC, decisive lead here. Currently credit differential approaching, wow, approaching 22,000 credit differential. I fear this may be a tough last round to reverse it. Now, maybe if we get some builds online, round 4, everyone does get their third power. And to be fair, maybe this is where it comes online. Especially with the large Diva Bombs and Express Debt here. This could be a tipping point. For Orisa, they're just going to be grabbing the Supercharger. Again, the shield is kind of the big play. But the amount of damage that they can output here. They're going to rush in that weapon jammer too. Bullet time for the Tracer on Araxis. Redux on the crossbow. It's all looking real good. Tidekeeper. Crossing guard for the Kiri. Tracer does pick up Vanadium Ejection in round 4. I'd probably see the same thing in round 4 for this Tracer. Dropping. Cassidy. Okay, this is again the reason why I think Vanadium Injection needs a rework. I know apparently it's a hot take. I don't like that it's so good, but also we don't get to see ultimates. We don't get to see people use their econ. I wish there was a way it was I've had some ideas, but like I would love to see a way in which it gets reworked to where people can still use their ultimate. They can still hit their Q button even if their ultimate's like not great in Stadium or whatever the matchup is. I think not getting to press your Q button is so sad and boring, and I hope that gets fixed at some point. Now, having a bad ultimate sucks, yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like I would love to see that change in a way that like makes people with bad ultimates be able to still press Q and get value. You know what I mean? All right, locking it down, dropping, trying to find that pick in the back line by themselves. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Force that auto recall out already. Spike Mecha just plopping down shields, plopping them down. Ivskro tries to find the off angle. Both teams trying to find a weak point here. Infrared struggling with shields out. Orisa almost unkillable. Flanks are getting checked. And Pizza is fine with playing it slow. Orisa ult out. Supercharger now. Damage boost for everybody. Plopping the shield down to protect that Supercharger. And their damage boost as they clean up this fight here. Pushing it in. Crawler now on the hunt.
Push started. Let's go.
Gonna leave that Diva there to reset, or maybe go for the pick. And I've got a little bit of charge. Might even hit him with the Ebola shot here.
We have the lead.
Especially with how much charge, because Diva's probably looking pretty close to her mech. Uh-oh, caught out in the open. Plenty of pressure though. Crawler not afraid. Follows up the Orisa push. Tries to find that pick and drop in. Drop in. Gets out alive. Gonna set for another reset here. And again, like I said, I feel like this is, at this point, it's just a credit difference. Not much they can do when they're 23,000 credits behind. Except for get a giant bomb. That's one way to do it. Big diva bomb there. Spike Mecha does go down. Not too much of a lead. PHC does get the first push, but Infrared not too far. This could come down to one fight. If they can win this fight, especially a little bit more progress on that payload and force that checkpoint, at least, at the very least, that last fight is going to be a little scuffed for PHC. If they can force it. Recall out from that Tracer. Oh, drop in. Just taking too much damage at once. And Crawler, again, doing Freya things. 2 down now. Iskro, last ditch effort as PHC locks in game number 1. Grabbing their first W. Sending us to game 2. All right. Game number 2. Looks like Rorka's going to be coming back with the Freya. Crawler's still in the Freya. Plortz is going to be subbed in here for Soldier. So yeah, game number 2. Currently in the lead, PHC 1-0. We're going to be trying to clear this up. First team to 2 does win. So Infrared going to be fighting to stay in the winner's bracket by securing the dub here and taking us to a 3rd matchup. Which we have not seen a match 3 today yet. All the games we've watched have been 2-0s. Does not mean this is going to follow suit. I mean, again, anything can happen in Stadium. It's all about finding solutions to these problems, and also really good mechanical skills, decision making, all the core Overwatch skills that you need in Stadium as well. So both can shine. We'll see how we look going into game number 2 though. Let's check out the armor real quick. Looks like Orisa's gonna be running about the same thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. Crawler gonna be going for the MG Freya again. Plortz actually starting out with frontliners. I don't see many people skip on me in the early, but Plortz is gonna be opting for that. And then Benny, Foxy Fireworks for that damage, and then Stinger, Pop-Tart, gonna be grabbing that Stinger early. This going over to Infrared, switching out with Hero. Let's think. Volskaya Ordnance. Sorry, Volskaya Vortex for the AoE. Just roll with it. Rorka going for that AP that we saw last game. Maybe Freya. And then pretty standard support lineup here for Infrared. First fight starts out. Both teams grabbing the high ground. Tanks looks like... Oh, I'm stuck. Tanks battling it out. Hero does get the pick on Crawler, which is their big damage dealer here. Good plays, though. Orisa, ooh, pushing up ahead. I don't know if that was the play. A lot of damage. Almost finds Iskro, though. Low. And lives. That's crazy, man. Supports keep her up. That's wild. Good rotation here. Unfortunately, Plortz and Benny separated, though. Doesn't look like Plortz is going to make it out alive. There's a forced regroup here. PHC already on their heels here. Round 1. Forced to reevaluate. Now, Zarya pretty good into Orisa, but especially with Orisa grabbing the shield. I mean, shield's really good against Zarya. So I feel like Orisa hasn't had too much problem with Zarya being like a hard counter in Stadium lately. But we'll see that by round 2. Orisa pressuring her out. Plortz finds the pick on Rorka here. Orisa all comes out, and PHC back in business. As they roll it back, Iskro gets down, and we are looking good here. As Infrared gonna be coming back here. Maybe with some econ. little bit of econ here. Now, Juno did farm up quite a bit of her ult, so that's going to be a pretty good sustain here. Ivskro's going to be the next one to grab that ultimate via Wu Gang ult coming up. Zarya basically ignoring that Orisa, you can see. Tries to go for that backline. Big charge, though. 90 charge ready to go. As they're pressuring out. A few more damage. Crawler knocks out Rorka. As Orisa makes that space. Clean it up. Hero struggling to live. 16 HP in a dream. Swoo. Finds the picks, but I don't know if Zarya's getting that healing. Ready to go. Checkpoint now. Almost in the lead for PHC. If they can maintain this space here. Florts with Visor ready to go. Round one. Popping up a nice combo here. Hero goes down. Juno ult doing great to sustain the soldier during his ultimate as they push it in the second half of this map. Good pressure there. Crawler knocks out as they rotate back. Easy push. Don't see any touchers. And PHC grabbing round one.
You can really tell who the playmakers are.
Yeah, Hero found a really solid pick there early on Crawler, and I think that's it. If they can really focus Crawler out early, especially they like to make those aggressive plays. They like to dash in, they like to spam. If they can simultaneously focus Crawler and knock them out, I think PHC just falls apart without that pick potential. So everything else is basically just sustained, right? We saw the Orisa. You can shoot the Orisa all day long. Somehow she's gonna live during these team fights. So really excited to see how they go forward addressing that. You can see how quickly that worked though. Hero identifying the problem, focusing Crawler with the help of the DPS as well. And let's take a look at the armories here. Orisa grabbing that shield just like last game. Electrolytes key for this build. Field support, which I honestly kind of agree. If you're going to be plopping it down as Orisa field support, it's a nice 250 HP heal that you get every 15 seconds. Not too bad of an idea. I like it if you don't plan on moving. Cyclone here for Freya. We got hunkered down on Soldier, Tuzu, and Blink Boost on there. Quick look at Infrared. Nothing too out of the ordinary. PHC takes that high ground. Spike Mecha opts to push in here a little bit. Hold that. Oh, Hero getting low quick. Shields out. AoE damage. Spike Mecha forced to push back here, but Hero looking a little bit low on those bubbles. And PHC grabs some off angles here from their spawn. It's actually working out really well. Zarya goes down. Plorts find that pick. First blood achieved. And force swoop back. Yeah, great cross angle there from that first fight. You can see that they actually, the moment they saw that they were playing on that corner, Kiri and Soldier rotated back to where their spawn entrance was to get that cross angle on the Zarya to force her to either push in through the Orisa shield or get poked down by Soldier. Really good rotation there. Good play. Yeah, real smart here, especially if you know Orisa can live. Holding this cross angle, it's so strong. Rorka, though, finds that pick on Pop-Tart, though. Tries to get this shot on Plorts. Plorts doing a good job. Dish out the damage. Trades are happening. Rorka's by themselves now. Getting healed up real quick as the flip possibly will happen here. Let's go over to Crawler. On point. Support ults. Out. Oh, big Wu Yang ult. Crawler goes down. Still PHC's point, though.
I've got you in my sights.
Soldier Visor pops. Trying to farm that damage. Hero looking low. Gets the pick. PHC able to hold this? And no touch from Infrared. Which means PHC going to be locking down 2-0. Massive sustain there. Insane sustain. Even with the picks. Even with that pressure there. Crawler going down. They held it, did a really good job. Yeah, it's just a lot of sustain on this team. A lot of things to keep them alive. And I don't think we have enough burst damage on Infrared yet to knock him out. So we'll see what's going on here. Looks like Rizu did pick up that pain drops, though. Going to be opting in for the jet skates again. Zarya with the blast-proof boots for mobility. We love mobility. Damage, damage, damage. How did they have -1 points? So it's a bug in Stadium custom games, specifically. So what'll happen is when a team wins, it'll automatically give them that score. Or no, it's whatever. How do I explain this? Yeah, whatever team wins. So one team will go to, they'll automatically be at 2, and then the losing team goes from -1 to 0. It's a weird UI bug. They haven't. It's not been fixed. It's not a big deal though. It's the correct score, so that's all that matters. But yeah, really, really weird, you know, calculation bug. Very strange. All right, here are the infrared builds. Containment shield for the Zarya. Mainly just basically like a do-it-yourself kind of build with Zarya, mainly focusing on bubbling herself. Vanadium injection rush from Rorka.
3, 2, 1.
And no vanadium rush here. Kitsune snippet from Crawler though. And Mark at the Kitsune with Juno with the blink boost. We're looking pretty strong here. First fight takes place. Spike Mecha going in. Plops down that field support. Again, great sustain. At least for like the early to mid game. It's really strong. Iskro getting pressured. Forced to get back though. Cleanse comes out for Plorts. Orisa taking that off angle. Rotating back here. Zarya trying to push in. Not gonna be enough. And you can see Spike Mecha with this build, you really just park it and bark it. And it takes a lot of pressure off your supports. Having to like constantly heal if you have all that mitigation, all that self-sustain in there works really well. So Crawler with the first blood. After the cap, such a long sustained fight there. As they go in. Good shots here. Zarya does go down. Polo shot ready. Cleanse comes out though, so they get to live that. As they hold in for this next fight. 50% cap. Looking good.
Thanks.
Over to Infrared Swoo. Trying to find some Foxy fireworks. Shots with their explosives. Really good damage. You can find those crits. Fortunately, Orisa's not allowing too much of those crits to happen here. Big slam. Orisa goes down. Iskro finds the pick. Great pressure. Shields down. Lords finds a pick on Rizu, but it's not going to be enough. Point flips here. 92% for PHC. Pretty solid push there. Pretty good sustain. Infrared going to need to hold this for the rest of the game. So, but BHC pretty slow. So honestly, I can see this turning into maybe one fight. If they, because they are going to take it slow as long as Infrared plays it safe. Doesn't allow Crawler to get any crazy picks. Good denial of these off angles. Zarya goes in. Flips back. Grab ready to go. Pops it. Gets 2. Good damage, but isn't enough. Does grab the 2. And finds the Curie. Pop-Tart 1 HP. It's not going to be enough. Shifting focus back to the Orisa. Shield out now. And Orisa just not letting Zarya breathe. As they go in. Rorka with their vanadium injection. Knocks Spike Mecha out, and that's going to be the big one right there. Finishes Crawler. Rorka uses the ultimate, knowing that they're going down. Possibility of last fight here. Might need to get a touch here. They do. As Pop-Tart holds on. Last one on point, and Infrared takes home their first W in this series. Bringing the score 2-1.
Some intense competition this round.
Yeah, well played there. Kind of a crazy all-out fight. Surprised. I'm honestly surprised when I see that, how that turns. With how much pressure they apply. But man, if you can get the Orisa down, it also falls apart. I feel like PHC's, it relies a lot on two core things. One, Orisa never dies. Two, Crawler can get picks. Those seem to be the two plays, and if you can knock out one of those factors, they tend to crumble after that. And that's what we kind of see there. As long as the Orisa's standing, that point's not getting capped, you know. And Orisa finally going down, pressuring the shield out. Gonna focus that down. Worked out really well. All right, going over to our builds. This is round 4, so we're gonna see in our third powers. Cassidy grabbing the bullseye for some more cooldown reduction on combat roll. Seismic shot, increasing the take aim explosion radius by 50%, doubling if the bolt is stuck. Gonna be spamming that quite a bit on the Orisa. Undertow here for a little bit more cooldown reduction. Crossing guard for Swoo, getting some pretty solid pressure. Shifting over here, Spike Mecha with the supercharger again. Still rocking the electrolytes, shield buster, weapon jammer. Redux here for Crawler. Double helix now for Soldier to complete that biofield build. Jet skates. And stellar focus for Juno with the Lumerico for some good self-sustain here. All right, heading over to Samoa Volcano. First fight, Zarya, bubbles forced out. Spike Mecha trying to hold this corner a little bit, but Hero ignores. Goes for Crawler, knocks it out. That's the play right there. That's the play right there. Every time. Yeah, well played, well played. That's exactly what we wanted to see there. Infrared kind of getting in their groove now. Noticing that Crawler, probably the easiest target to knock out. Just ignoring the Orisa, going back there, running it down before she can get too much damage in, and just cook him. Ooh, a little bit of a lag there. AoE, Orisa goes down. What is that? What is that Zarya running? Nothing too crazy. Major flex though, good damage though with that AoE there. That with the Volskaya Vortex, really gonna brawl it out with the Orisa. Florets does find the pick on Freya. And Ivskro. This Plort's kind of hacking him apart here. 75% though. Pretty solid cap there for Infrared. We'll put him into last fight territory if they can flip it. And maybe play aggressive to hold him off the touch, but we'll see. Playing back a little bit here. Spike Mecha with the ult ready to go. Supercharger, pretty strong ultimate. When you play real slow like this. Orisa going in. A few shots here. Great stellar focus, but it's not going to be enough. Great kite there from Infrared, though. Realizing they don't need to take this fight. They've got Econ. They can let this one roll. Good communication there. Orisa goes in. Real low on Zarya. Hero trying to hold on. The Plorts gets Rorka out. Big grab. But it's not enough. Supercharger real strong here. They pressure out the flanks. And 95%. Looks like they're going to be able to stop the touch. Mini PHC is going to take home the W, bringing the score 3-1. PHC in the lead, forcing us into possibly a final round here. Which again, PHC did take the first game, so this could be the final matchup. That could possibly kick Infrared down into the losers bracket to compete for the championship going into this matchup. Yeah, it was looking real good, and what I didn't really see is especially with Orissa's, like, the strength and shield, I didn't really see Infrared taking those off angles. Especially with shield, Orisa really good at mitigating like a linear pressure. Really good at it. Very effective. Just like, you know, like Sigma. So grabbing those flanks is really strong. I didn't really see them try to attempt that Infrared on that push after they flipped the point. And they just gave a lot of space. They gave a lot of space, but then didn't use that space to come back at it. PHC, I feel like PHC's composition, I hate to say it, very easy, very no brain, not in a bad way. It's very like hard to mess up. So they don't really have to worry about making too many mistakes. They just got to use their abilities, focus the targets as they use their cooldowns. Infrared, however, has to make active decisions to counter this. So they have to take those off angles. They have to pressure things to be used inefficiently. They have to make it to where somebody's out of position, then isolate that person, kill them, and then go for the rest of the team. And I feel like they're kind of, what I'm seeing from Infrared is that they're kind of playing into their hand here, and that this fight is very linear. And we're going to see it here. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully there's an adjustment here going into this next fight that we see this.
10 seconds until the objective's unlocked.
And they figured it out that first fight. That really is just like, get past the Orisa, go for the back line. But you see, linear. PHC's got the off angles. There we go. Address the off angle, isolate. And if you can't get a pick, that's fine. Reset. Reset. Now we're playing that linear game again. And that's when our Zarya goes down. Like that. You play right into what the Orisa wants there. And they're cooking. Iskra goes down. First fight goes to PHC. Nobody pushing the payload, though. Crawler's going to be heading back for that one. As Plort's on the off angle, pressuring this. Trying to keep this a linear match.
Lead acquired. Good start.
Trying to force out bubbles here. Playing real slow. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All found the angles. Wu Ying ult comes out. Rorka gonna try to make some space. Just uses the overhealth to try to get a pick. But Crawler knocks him out. Supercharger out now. Kitsune rush. As EHC rolling it nice and easy, using their econ. Zarya is struggling to get the charge for that grab. But they'll have their Kitsune rush there, and that's probably going to be their best chance at rolling this back. With Swoo's Kitsune rush being able to pressure through that Orisa shield here. Uses it, rushes forward, off angle, sustaining. Is it enough pressure to knock out the Orisa? It is. But Rorka goes down in the process. Crawler gets knocked out. Ivskra, though, rolling this back. There's a chance. Big econ, though. Grav ready to go. Now, Grav, historically in this matchup, been a little bit tough to get value on, since you're running into the Orisa, you're running into her spin, you're running into her shield. She can fortify out of it. They have cleanse. So it's going to be tough here to get a big grab. Good rotate, though. Really good rotate here. Grab comes out. Plortz, though, finds Ivskura. And Spike Mecha goes down. It's just too much pressure. Yeah, it's too much. Too much spam. As there are not enough opportunities to get that damage out. But not going down without a fight. And that fight was briefly put to end as we're lagging out again. GG's.